I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target!
We're gonna let it play again. Listen to the bass line.
Let's go to Target!
I love the bass line in this song.
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! PlayStation! Let's go to Target!
All right, I'm gonna let it play one more time. Just give me a second. We're getting going here. Hold up.
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, putting muzzles all in your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools.
Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok. Try to replace God with the government. Many such cases, they put in fear in you. COVID-19, guns, immigrations. Here's the truth. Have you ever seen great wonders and miracles? I can't remember what he says after that because I always only listen to that part a million times. What up? New camera view. Now you get to see all the weird stuff I'm doing with my legs when I'm sitting here. New camera view. Actually, for the old heads, for the initiated, this is actually the original camera view. This is the OG camera angle from way back in the day. I think I had it a little lower so you couldn't see my lapidal region. But now you can. So I think I had the box closer and I had it lower. See, the problem is if I lower it much more right now, you see the top of the laptop. You can almost see it. But this is the old camera angle, and then we switched it to a closer camera angle, which I think I will go back to, but this is how it used to be. Don't worry, guys. This is not going to be here right here forever. It's kind of like the focus of the shot right now. It's not so, I'm not doing that to show it off. Kinda, maybe a little bit, but also it's not done yet. So it's got, I don't want to move it and have to remove wires and all that. So we're just leaving it there till it's done. In fact, actually, shoot. Hold on one second. Success! A package has arrived. You, sir, have mail. Better be the right damn wire. If it's wrong, you blame Jeremy. It's all Jeremy's fault. Should be just fine. Just perfect. Just what I need. I can't remember what he said. I know one side goes in the computer, PCU, power. Then these connect to the wire, or do I put these in the PSU and have these connect to the wire? I forgot which way he told me to do it. But there's two ways to do it, but this is what we needed. Because the wire that goes from up here to down here is too short. So I can't close it. I can't screw in my power supply. It works. It works. It just is open. Everything's still open. So it's just a dust trap waiting to happen. Anyway, what's up, guys? Monday night, kicking the week off right. Dreaded Conservative show. You know what it is. The world's a crazy place. I just report on it. I don't like my lap showing. I don't need to get it. I need to get it up a bit. Pause. Hold on. What do I just do this? That'll do. That'll do. That's a little better. Okay. Technically, it still would be your fault. What? Whose side are you on here? Also, I took Norse. I'll check. I took Norse. I don't know what that means. Me, myself, and I. What's up, guys? Today we're gonna talk about the Diddy trial. We haven't touched on it. Pause. We haven't touched on it like Diddy in a minute. In a mini. Diddy trial live updates. We'll look at some of this stuff and watch some of these videos. I think we're on day 6 now of the trial. And then bunch of Trump stuff, of course. It's going to be the main stuff in the news for the next 3 years. There's only 1,985 days, 16 hours, and 33 minutes left. Liberals keep crying. Stuff with him, his jet. The boy getting free jets given to him. That's what happens when you're president. I ain't gonna knock the hustle. The Qatari jet that Trump's getting, we'll look at that. And then big focus on the double standards. And I'm gonna save some of my thoughts on it because hopefully we'll have a little guest on for the last hour to jump in here and talk to me about what's going on in South Africa. And I'm interested in the history of South Africa and just what's going on. We're getting, I think it was 59 refugees. We're going to look at the stories here in the Mainfire News just so I'm got my facts straight. And then hopefully, I don't want to say it unless it's sure, but hopefully we'll be talking to Chris Lestrange in the last hour. He's doing his show. And for the last hour, I'll talk to him about South Africa because he's South African. He's in South Africa. It's not every day you get to talk to somebody in South Africa. Unless you're on the internet a lot, which you can do it pretty easily now. So we're going to do that. We're going to ask Chris about South Africa. I'm interested in like the history of it. What it's like growing up there and just what's going on. But I do kind of want to talk about the double standards of the right and the left that I see. Is it hypocrisy, or is one side right and one side's wrong? The left says, bring in all the Mexicans. Why did I do Trump's voice when I did that? The Trump, please bring in the Mexicans. Bring in the Mexicans, and you bring some South Africans in, and oh Lord, it's white supremacy now. America is a white supremacist nation because we got 59 South Africans. Whereas on the right, it's we really need to help these Israelites and these South Africans. But fuck those Mexicans. That's kind of what it seems like. But I am going to be neutral. I have a neutral take. Don't bring nobody in. Sorry about it. But that's my take. We're consistent, you know? I don't care if they white, but we'll talk about that. I actually do think that eventually we could bring in vetted. I'm going into all my points now. We need to talk about Diddy. We got to talk about Diddy first. What up, Brandon? Ancient DNA leaks tribe to sacred ancestral site. I call BS on that. I ain't even gonna click that. That's clickbait. I ain't clicking that. All right. Diddy. Dun, dun, dun. Did he do it? Probably. Probably did a lot worse than what he's going to court for, but let me see. Sorry, everything's crazy right now. We're doing a project. It's a mess in here. Let me pull up my screen. Hopefully New York Post is going to let me read all this. Yeah, they are. Nice. Diddy case updates. And then we'll watch some clips. I don't know if they have cameras in the trial. They have, it's so stupid. They won't let cameras in certain trials, but they'll have a courtroom sketch artist. Like, cameras doing the same thing, it's just doing it way faster. It's just drawing a picture of what it sees way faster than I can. And some of these courtroom sketch artists, I know they gotta like draw fast, but people be looking like nightmare fuel in these court sketches. Diddy's already kind of nightmare fuel, but Diddy trial live updates. So this is a bunch of damn, the baby oil has been confirmed. Babies and baby oil. Diddy trial live updates. Cassie Ventura's ex-best friend, Carrie Morgan, testified in sex trafficking case. Uh-oh. Cassie's the one that... We played the video. Everybody's freaking out. This horribly atrocious video. I watched it. I was like, it ain't that bad. He kicked her in the ass one time. Who ain't never had to kick a woman in the ass when she's yelling? You know, just once, just a little swift kick in the butt. I don't know. I think the stories are more egregious. The stories about the gay stuff and the trafficking, that's a lot worse than two people yelling at each other in a hallway. I see that every weekend when I go to the hood. I'm just kidding. I don't really go to the hood every weekend, but you see that at a bad night at Walmart on a Tuesday. Like, it ain't that crazy. But anyway, Carrie Morgan, the former best friend of Fed's star witness Cassie Ventura, is in the sex trafficking and racketeering case against Sean Diddy Combs, testified Monday in Manhattan about terrifying abuse. She says she witnessed her ex-BFF endure at the hands of Bad Boy Records founder and was a victim of herself. Morgan, 39, described in graphic detail how Diddy would punch Cassie, choke her, drag her, slap her in the mouth. I mean, that's just a freaky night. And how he choked Morgan too and once beat her with a wooden hanger. Damn. Aren't you supposed to use a metal hanger when you do that? You're supposed to use a wire hanger, not a wooden hanger. The heck? Earlier today, singer Dawn Richard, 41 of Danity Kane, a pop group formed in Shaw Diddy Combs. Remember Danity Kane? No, me neither. Nobody does. Danity Kane. What they have that? What's their song? Where's Jalen at when we need him? What's the Danity Kane song? I'm just trying to like start humming bops in my head and like, I'm Danity Kane. What Danity Kane? Nope, that's not it. I don't know. I can't think of one. Testified about frequently seeing him beat Cassie, who testified in the case for 4 days last week. So that's what the majority of last week was Cassie stuff. And now they're going to start bringing in a bunch of other people. Diddy's lawyer is just objecting everything, apparently. An alleged decade of rape, abuse, and forced freak-off sex marathons with male escorts orchestrated by Diddy. Yes, I am a cook. I like when people call mommy. And I'm get my nitrous. Oh, sorry. I need to not be humming that song. I don't listen to that song. What are you talking about? I didn't play that song on repeat for like 20 minutes the other night. If you don't worry about it. Combs 55 has pleaded not guilty to 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts. He pled not guilty, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He's escorting. He faces life in prison if convicted. Yeah. I think when you say that you support the death penalty, people think that means that people can't still get life in prison. Like, this is a life in prison charge. Unless we find some bodies, which he's probably got those too, but he doesn't have any cases on the bodies. It's a life case. Yeah, give him life. Plus, he had I'd say, more abundance than he's worth to the world in his life. It's actually, if I was a lesser man, I'd say it's kind of unfair when people like Diddy get to be damn near billionaires. But that's the appeal of Satan. That's what he does. That's the sell your soul, man. That's a good selling point right there. You could be rich and famous and have sex with lots of beautiful women and freak-offs. I would minus the gay stuff and the cucketeering, but it's very appealing. Living the Diddy life. Trial is not televised because cameras are prohibited inside the federal courthouse. So watch this space for all the latest updates. The media can go in there and report they got, a sketch artist, but we can't get a camera. Knife that Cassie testified she used as protection from Diddy shown in newly released evidence pics. She's trying to stab him. Damn, that thing went through the door? Hold on, look at this. How did she get that thing through the door? I think we have this one. Okay, this is the one. As part of a trove of evidence, photos made public by the Department of Justice on Monday is a pic of a large chef's knife. I got that same knife. That thing is not sharp. She got it through a door frame? What am I looking at? It looks like that knife is straight through the wood. This is like a door panel. Maybe it's not solid wood. Maybe it's a little trim piece, but I didn't get it through the trim. What the? Was she throwing this thing? She a damn trained assassin? Yeah, that's a lot of force to get that knife into that position. With Sean Diddy Combs' then longtime girlfriend Cassie Ventura, he said she used to protect herself from him. I mean, you gotta get a damn fillet knife, girl. That thing can't stab properly. That's a cutting knife. You can't be throwing that. Just pick the wrong knife. She just saw the big one. She said she had locked herself in her apartment around the end of their relationship in 2018 and used the knife as an added means of defense. I was getting a lot of unannounced visits from Sean. You mean your boyfriend? And I was trying to killing two birds with one stone. Lock it and I had a weapon. Lock it and I had a weapon. She said in her testimony last Wednesday. I don't know what she sounds like. Can't do a Cassie impression because I don't know what she sounds like. Look at this. Pics of drugs, baby oil, and stacks of cash. This is old news, but this is from 4 hours ago. They're dropping the pics in court. What we got? We got some Pedialyte. We got some magazines. I don't see no drugs. I don't see no drugs. Where are their drugs at? Oh, there's some baby oil. Damn evidence. Baby, baby, baby oil. Set of photos in which includes bottles of pills, bottles of baby oil, thousands of dollars in cash were taken by law enforcement when Diddy was arrested in the Park Hyatt Motel in Midtown Manhattan. Dude, he got a whole damn briefcase full of baby oil. A slew. What is that? These are pills. What kind of pills are those? Look like maybe they're they kind of look like Xanax footballs, but they're not blue. I don't know what that is. And there's some towel mints. You know, this guy ain't so bad. He's got some candies. The new baby oil, personal lubricant, and bags of pink drugs. Baby oil is not just I'm playing devil's advocate tonight with Diddy. The baby oil is just to oil and not be ashy. It doesn't have to be lubricant. It's called baby oil. It's for babies. Oh, that's lubricant. No, that's lubricant. That's some lubricant. That's some lubricant. You sure can. Oh. Amphetamine, oh, it's damn Ritalin. Or Adderall. Well, Adderall is usually the little balls. Maybe it's some other type of Adderall. It says amphetamine aspartame. Or amphetamine aspart. I can't read the last letters. I'm just assuming. Some dang uppers. Aspartate. Amphetamine aspartate. Is that Adderall? It's either Adderall or Ritalin. Some little baggies. That could be like an e-pill. I don't know. Oh, clonazepam. That's not a Klonopin, is it? I think it's the same drug in a Klonopin. Clonazepam? I don't even know. Also, we do not endorse any drug taking. Visine, is that her? Okay, yeah, she got hit. She have her head shaved? Oh no, she probably got one of them left cuts. You know, when they just shaved the left. New shocking photos, gruesome injuries. Let's watch a video. CNN, what are you doing? I'm going to skip through this and just look for.
Been an explosive start in the trial of Sean Combs today. A former member of the musical group, Danity Kane, is set to return to the stand to testify in the case.
Yeah. We know. Richard.
Former girlfriend,
Richard, and she changed her name to Richard. It's the same name.
Is outside the court.
It's just pronounced different. She made it sound more fancy.
From her today as she takes the stand and later this week as well.
Good morning, Sarah.
Good timing on that honk.
Back on the witness stand this morning. Friday, her testimony, she said she witnessed Combs come downstairs.
I like looking at the sketches.
Take a skillet with eggs in it and attempt to hit Cassie Ventura, his then girlfriend, over the head.
He's just trying to feed you.
She also testified that Combs dragged Ventura up to the bedroom and she could hear glass breaking and yelling. The next day, Richard said Combs asked her to come back
They're
to
just
his home into
redecorating.
the recording studio. She said he locked the door and then told her where he comes from. People who
Where I
speak
come from,
sometimes
Brooklyn.
go missing. She said that
What?
she took that as a threat. So she will be back on the.
Is that her? Oh no, that's the girl testifying. I was gonna say, that look like. Where's my soundboard? Do I not have the soundboard? Oh yeah, I do. Hold up. Hold up. Oh my God. Why are you making me do this right now? Why are you making me do this, voice mod? Go. Thank you. This is what I was looking for.
It's a man, baby.
Witness stand this morning. Her testimony is supposed to wrap up pretty quickly, and then the prosecution is going to call Ventura's former best friend. We heard a lot about her last week. Her name is Carrie Morgan. She's expected to
What's
testify.
up, Adeline?
And Ventura testified she was friends with Morgan before she met Combs and was friends with her throughout the relationship until Ventura said Combs hit Morgan, and that ended their friendship. So Morgan expected to be
What is this cameraman doing? I'm just randomly going to zoom in.
a prosecution witness who will corroborate some of what Ventura has said.
It's not doing much yet. It's just sitting here now because it's not done being built yet. I gotta put these wire extensions in. We got the wires, boys.
After that, they're going to call a couple of people who worked for Combs, including a former personal assistant, a former chef. The prosecution said they also expect to call an escort this week.
But it works. We tested it on some games, and it works.
As well as Ventura's mother. Ventura has testified that she.
So not a lot of crazy new developments. They're just bringing out all the stuff that we've seen in the lead up. Battle tanks. Get out of here.
Which in a way is the bulk of the prosecution case. What left do they have to do? What are they now trying to do with these witnesses in order to prove
Don or Dawn?
the sex trafficking and racketeering charges?
Don or Dawn?
Force,
What does that
fraud,
mean?
Coercion. Not just a bad, ugly guy doing terrible, horrible things. Not a sex abuse case.
But that is a bad, terrible guy doing horrible, evil things.
Not a domestic assault case, but that there was this conspiracy to have this criminal enterprise, that all this different foundation of this force, fraud, and these actions on his part and these different players building it up to traffic women and men, evidently too, because you have these.
See, and they're only keeping the easy charges. Like, I'm sure there's some crazy charges they could get in there, but they can't prove those. These are the easy ones.
Now, prostitutes across state lines.
I don't know.
to
I'm
engage
thinking
in
he's gonna
commercial
get off.
setbacks. So it's not just that he beat
At
her.
least
It's not
for
just
some
that he
of
hit her
it.
with a skillet. It's not just that he maybe not forced her to take drugs. And
I bet you he get like 10 years. He's going to get off for some of it. He's going to be guilty of some of it. He's going to get like 10, maybe.
and she maybe did engage on her own in these freak-offs, but it's building that.
Oh, it's a man, baby.
enterprise conspiracy. Much more difficult.
Yeah, Don or
Yeah,
Don.
and we'll get to the
Don Richard. That's Richard. That's Dick. Everybody knows that's Dick. We knew him when he was growing up on the block. That was Dick. Little Dicky.
defense, what the defense will be in a second, but at least first, continuing on the prosecution and what they're trying to do in order to prove force, fraud, and coercion. What exactly do they need to elicit from these witnesses? Dawn Richard testified on Friday that she did see an example of abuse. Diddy, she testified Sean Combs beat Cassie Ventura, or he saw her with a skillet or whatnot. But what more besides that?
Yes, John, you're absolutely right.
Okay, I don't want to listen to CNN. CNN's dry. I got Breakfast Club pulled up. I listened to some of this. They'll probably
see because Cassie wasn't finished allegedly making his food on time, and the next
well,
day he came in
damn.
the room to
Holy, I mean, is that a crime? Shit, I'm trying to get my damn breakfast. But I mean, throwing a skillet full of eggs when she's not making your food in time is kind of counterintuitive, because it seems like you're just making it take longer. If you're hungry, take the egg out of the skillet first, then throw it at her. Jeez, Diddy, do I gotta tell you how to do everything.
Talked to her and her band member, and he basically told them, allegedly that he told them, don't say anything. What y'all saw up there was passion, and people say stuff about.
Hey, man, y'all need to calm down. That was just a little passion. I don't. How do you do Diddy's voice? Yeah.
About things like this.
I'd have to
about
listen
me,
to him.
They end up missing. That is what Dawn is alleging. So the government is like, this is definitely relevant because it'll show that, number one, he was conscious of guilt. Conscious of what we're trying to prove is that he knows what he's doing, but he allegedly makes people feel scared so that they will just continue to let him do what he wants to do. So today, Monday, people were wondering if Dawn is going to get back on the stand. The judge said when he dismissed Dawn, you can enjoy your weekend, but we will see you on Monday. And today they will have a conversation about what the scope of her testimony can be, how much she can go into, and how it relates to the actual charges. But the judge, I'm gonna tell you, he was upset. He was pissed off at Diddy's attorney because he was like, you've known that she was one of the witnesses all this time, and you knew what the scope of her testimony was going to be.
Right.
Yeah, why you didn't say something before?
Why you didn't?
His attorney was like, well, we can't say that we knew what she was going on get on the stand to say. So there was a back and forth about that.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. What's USA Today? Diddy trial recap. Carrie Morgan, Cassie's former friend, alleges code hit her with a hanger. So he's hitting women with hangers, skillets. This he just seems like a real jerk. His former professional assistant says he was hired to serve Mr. Combs' kingdom. This guy had a kingdom. To close out the day, Combs' former personal assistant, David James, began his testimony on the events he witnessed from 2007 to 2009. James told the court one comment stood out in his mind when he thought back on the initial job interview process. A female staff member at the time told him, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We're all here to serve it." Dang. Dude, there's definitely some Satan worship going on here. Carrie Morgan testifies on Diddy. Cassie's alleged jealousy. See, look at that sketch. That woman looks scary. What the? Carrie Morgan. Is she from Danity Kane? Yeah, she's a... Dude, that looks scary. I'd be hitting her with a hanger too if I woke up and that thing was in my house. I'll be busting out whatever weaponry is close at hand. Thing looked like something from Signs with a wig on. Gonna be making creepy sounds. Anyway, that's all the updates on the Diddy stuff so far. It's more of the same. It's just evidence is releasing. Oh, Cassie got another bruise on her leg. A lot of bruises. Oh, somebody got a cut eye. Oh, that's a deep gash. Look like she got in a fight with damn Conor McGregor. That's a cut. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, that's scarred up. Is that Cassie? Bruising around the eyebrow. Lots of bruises. Beaten and bruised. I don't know, though. I think he's going to get off for a lot of it. What are y'all talking about? That looks like the Screaming Man painting. You saw, yeah. Who is that? Ooh, I'd like to get that one. I got a bunch of paintings in my thing. I got one from Picasso, one from Van Gogh, one from Dali, one from Escher, one from what's the Last Supper? Why can't I think of his name right now? Anyway, which Ninja Turtle is it? That's all the Diddy stuff. Now there's a bunch of stuff on Trump. A few little things in rapid fire. And I'm gonna save some of this. But first, we're gonna talk about this jet. Trump getting a free jet from Qatar. And the media asked him about it, and he said, well, I was always told if someone gives you something for free, you take it. You take it. Why would I ask questions? You don't like free stuff? I like free stuff, and I'm rich. I know you like free stuff. But first thing I'm thinking, what did they put some damn spy equipment in this jet? What did they put some dang AI robot DEI pilot in his jet designed to take out Trump? But then I thought, wait, we have Elon Musk and freaking NASA and the military and technology that people ain't never even heard of. We don't have it, but we got it. And they're gonna scan that thing, you know. They're gonna run it through a antivirus program. So if they can make sure that it's safe, I don't see why not. Yeah, they're going to make it Air Force One. It's not going to be an American-made Air Force One. Now that I don't like. Why I would make it Air Force Two. Is this Trump responding? And now Trump, ABC's been reporting on it. Trump hates ABC. President Trump is threatening ABC News over its coverage of a luxury jet he is set to receive from Qatar, a decision that is drawing criticism from both congressional leaders and national security experts. Uh-oh. Why doesn't Chairman Bob Iger do something about ABC? Do something about ABC fake news. Fake news. The fakest, to be honest. Trump wrote in a True Social post Saturday, name-checking the Disney. It's Disney? Of course it is. What does Disney not own? CEO who presides over the broadcast news network. The president referenced a multi-media dollar settlement the network paid him late last year over comments made by George Stephanopoulos, in which the This Week anchor falsely said Trump had been convicted of sexual assault. The company retracted and apologized for the remarks. Oh, you're going to need to do more than apologize. I've had enough with the apologies. Now I see they're at it again. They're at it again. And I give these sleazebags fair warning. Trump wrote in his weekend post, the wonderful country of Qatar. Did he spell it wrong? Or did they spell it wrong in his quote? He probably spelled it wrong. After agreeing to invest more than $1.4 trillion in the United States, or is there not a U in it? Is there a U in Qatar? Because I spelled it with a U. There's always an R at. There is no U. I spelled it wrong. He spelled it right. Let's go, Trumps. Look at this Trump teaching me how to spell. There's no U in Qatar. That's crazy. Can you use that in Scrabble? Because you're always looking for more ways to use a Q without a U. It's sleep mode because it's not connected to a monitor or a mouse or anything. We're just going laptop right now. This is just, I just turned it on to show you some pretty lights. Qatar doesn't have a U. I don't know if you're allowed to, I can't remember. I haven't played Scrabble in forever. Are you allowed to use, what's it called? Proper pronouns? Like names? I don't think you can use like names of people and places. Anyway, they're at it again. This wonderful country of Qatar, after agreeing to invest more, I already read this, deserve much better than the leading fake news. Everyone, including their lawyers, has been told that ABC must not say that Qatar is giving me a free Boeing 747 airplane because they are not. So he's not getting a free plane. Trump said his lawyers have requested ABC stop calling the jet free, arguing the network fully knows and understands this highly respected country is donating the plane to United States Air Force Defense Department and not to me. Trump has threatened a number of leading news networks. Yeah, because they're trying to make it seem like it's an impeachable offense because he's receiving this luxurious gift from a foreign entity. He's threatened a number of leading news networks over their coverage of him during his second term in office, urging his Federal Communications Commission to investigate outlets. I don't have a problem with it. Well, look, my only problem is I wish Air Force One would be American made, because this is America and you're the America First president. But there's also something cool about the fact that it's a free gift to the defense. What do they call it? To the Air Force Defense Department, United States Air Force / Defense Department, not to Trump. And as long as they can scan it and do some diagnostic checks on it, probably made better than the ones we're making here in America, but it's a Boeing. And, you know, as long as none of the people working on it are whistleblowers, everything should turn out fine. If they got some whistleblowers building that plane, might be some incomplete sections. They're going to end up hung. The MAGA world riff over Trump's Qatari jet from The Atlantic. Some of the president's biggest allies are panning his plan to accept the luxury aircraft. Who wrote this? Jonathan Lemire and Russell Berman. It's The Atlantic, so it could be that one guy. As Air Force One glided into Doha today, it was easy to imagine President Donald Trump having a case of jet envy. Hamad International Airport in Qatar's capital is sometimes home to the $400 million place in the sky, a luxury liner that Trump is eyeing. Qatar's royal family plans to give the plane to Trump as a temporary replacement for the aging Air Force One. Oh, we got to replace Air Force One. And then to his future presidential library after he leaves office. Yeah, so he's not keeping the plane when he leaves. The Qatar aircraft was in Texas, not Doha, during the tarmac welcome ceremony that Trump received on the second stop of his Middle East trip. But questions about the gift security and ethics have shadowed the entire week. Trump is, they're not going to let me read this whole article on The Atlantic. Trump has privately defended accepting the Qatari plane as a replacement for the current Air Force One, which dates to 1990. 1990? 25-year-old plane? These things can't last more than 25 years? He has told, I guess if it's Air Force One, you might as well have a new model. Got to have a new model. For the President of the United States to fly in an outdated plane and that foreign leaders will laugh at him if he shows up at the summits in the older aircraft. A White House official and an outside advisor told us, granted anonymity to discuss private conversations, the outside advisor said that Trump is also mused about continuing to use the Qatari plane after he departs the White House. See, that's just Trump trolling. That's just Trump saying stuff that he knows they're going to get pissed off and report on. And maybe he does that intentionally so it's like they don't focus on like the real moves he's actually making. Because a lot of them seem bad at first, like no due process or the tariffs. But I think he has a plan for how they're going to work out good in the end. Prices are going down. Prices of stuff's going down. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Rolling Stone says Scott Bessent compares Trump's Qatari jet gift to the Statue of Liberty. It's not the same. Oh, wait. This guy says it's not the same. Nobody's going to let me read their stuff. Rolling Stone's not going to let me read it. No, Qatar's royal family gifting a $400 million Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet known as the Flying Palace to the government that will reportedly go to Donald Trump's presidential library is not the same as France giving the Statue of Liberty to the American people. Oh, his presidential library. So that means it will be his plane afterwards? Presidential library is like, what is that? What's the presidential library? Is that like his stuff that he can take after he's done? Or is that like... a type of archive and museum that preserves and makes accessible the records and historical materials of a U.S. president and their administration. These libraries, operated by the National Archives and Records Administration, provide public access for research, education, and study. They house a vast collection of documents, artifacts, and other materials. Soon to be a 747-8 jumbo jet named the Flying Palace, including digital records, shed light on a president's life and career in the event. So is it just gonna sit there on the tarmac as like a display piece? Or are they gonna be allowed to use it? And also, can the president come by and check out his jet from the presidential library? Does he have a library card where he could go check it out? I want to see his response.
145%.
No, but they would go up substantially higher.
I saw it the other
You know,
week.
at 145, you're really decoupling because nobody's going to buy. But they can go, they got very high because of additional tariffs I applied during the course because of fentanyl and other things. But no, but they'd go substantially higher.
And then on Qatar, Mr. President,
I think you will have a deal, however.
Okay, you're confident that there will be a deal. On Qatar, has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million
Qatar. You're not supposed to say Qatar. It's Qatar. Qatar.
luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, you know, we're very disappointed that it's taken Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. You know, we have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. And if you take a look at that.
Did I say 20 years earlier? It's 35.
Compared to the new plane of the equivalent, you know, stature at the time, it's not even the same ball game. You look at some of the Arab countries and the planes they have parked alongside of the United States of America plane. It's like from a different planet. And it's close to 40 years old, might be more than 40 years old now. And
fact check, 35. But, well, it said they received it in 1990. So that's 35 years. It could, yeah, it probably was older.
Came in, I signed an order to get it built. I took it over from the Obama administration. They had originally agreed. I got the price down.
Is it the one that Biden painted the gay colors, the baby blue and the white? I know baby blue's like one of my favorite colors, but I like a red, white, and blue Air Force One, not a baby blue and white. Like everybody's doing that. Minnesota state flag is like baby blue and white. It's like the Ukraine flag, but with white instead of yellow. It's also the flag of Somalia. Salt Lake City's flag is baby blue and white. It's like the I don't know. It reminds me of the Snuggle Bear. Make America seem nice and comfy. You got to have some red in there.
And then when the election didn't exactly work.
Look at how they put up the stock market in a big old screen with Trump up in the side while he's giving his addresses. And look at all the plus signs. That's good. Green. I see a lot of green. They want you to see a lot of red when Trump's talking.
Work out the way that it should have. A lot of work was not done on the plane because a lot of people didn't know. They made change orders that were so stupid, so ridiculous. And it ended up being a total mess, a real mess. And when I came back, I said, by the way, what's going on with the Boeings that are coming in? Well, sir, they're way behind. And they are. They're way behind. They were way behind. Another mess that I inherited from Biden. And it's going to be a while before we get them. And I think Qatar, who has really, we've helped them a lot over the years in terms of security and safety. I think they, and very, very nicely, and I have a lot of respect for the leadership and for the leader, Qatar. And I think they knew about it because they buy Boeings. They buy a lot of Boeings. And they knew about it. And they said, we would like to do something. And if we can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones, I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out because, again, we're talking about we have 40-year-old aircraft. The money we spend, the maintenance we spend on those planes to keep them tippy-top is astronomical. You wouldn't even believe it.
Tippy-top.
So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much. I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't
Plus
want
11%
a free,
year to date.
very expensive airplane. But
intraday,
I
I
thought
don't
it
know
was a
what that
great
is.
gesture. And I think it was a gesture because of the fact that we have helped and continue to, we will continue to, all of those countries, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and
Take some
others,
planes,
we
man.
keep them safe. If it wasn't for us, they probably wouldn't exist right now. And I think this was just a gesture of good faith. And I don't get it. Someday it'll be like Ronald Reagan. They decommission them. You know, they get to a certain age, they decommission them. It'll go to my library. They're talking about going to my library in years out. But I thought it was a great gesture. And it's something that was done by Ronald Reagan. They actually decommissioned the plane and he put it in his library. And it actually
So there's planes in the library? Dude, where do I get this
Boeing
library
707.
card?
It's actually made the library more successful, so it was good.
Do you plan to use the plane after you leave office?
No, I don't. No, it would go directly to the library after I leave office.
You ever have a
So he doesn't get to he doesn't just get to keep the plane, and that's what they're pretending like. They always gotta, it's the media. They gotta find a way to hate Trump. All right, I'm just gonna kind of skim through some of this, and then I'll save some of it for the end because this is what we're gonna be talking about when Chris comes up. But this is kind of related, but not directly to South Africa. But it's another story that came out early in the week. And when I saw it, I thought, this seems like a hit piece. There's got to be more to this. So, how's the rig working? Fine-tune? No, not yet. It's not even done. I got to put these wires in and get the monitors hooked up and stuff. There's still a lot of stuff. I was messing with it this morning, but I had to put this show together. So, I haven't even really done much more to it. Tomorrow, I will. I'm going to get this monitor stand put together and mount this monitor and hook it to the monitor and figure out what I'm going to do about this power situation. I need a better power strip. This is an old power strip. I'm going to figure something out. I don't know. I won't need as many cords if the laptop's not plugged in. I'll figure it out. Anyway, 17 family members of notorious cartel leader entered U.S. and deal with Trump. So apparently, 17 family members of El Chapo, or one article said El Chapo, so we're going to look into this real quick. 17 family members of notorious cartel leader entered U.S. and deal with Trump administration. Family members of a Sinaloan cartel member. Mexico's security chief confirmed Tuesday that 17 family members of cartel leaders crossed into the U.S. last week as part of a deal between a son of the former head of the Sinaloan cartel and the Trump administration. I think it's a son of El Chapo. Yep. Mexican Security Secretary Omar Garcia Harfuch confirmed a report by independent journalist Luis Chaparro that family members of Ovidio Guzman Lopez, who was extradited to the United States in 2023, had entered the U.S. Extradited to the United States in 2023. Guzman Lopez is one of the brothers left running a faction of the Sinaloan cartel after notorious capo Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was imprisoned in the U.S. Video showed the family members walking across the border from Tijuana with their suitcases to waiting U.S. agents. El Chapo's ex-wife Griselda Lopez Perez and her daughter were among the family members to enter the U.S. Rumors had circulated last week that the younger, and Freddie said they paid for the gold card. I'm not seeing anything about them paying for the gold card. Rumors had circulated last week that younger Guzman would plead guilty to avoid trial for several drug trafficking charges in the U.S. after being expedited in 2023. Mexican security forces captured Guzman Lopez, alias the Mouse, in January 2023 in Culiacan, capital of Sinaloa State. Garcia Harfuch confirmed that the family members crossing in a radio interview and said it was clear to Mexican authorities that they were doing so after negotiations between Guzman Lopez and the U.S. government. What's the deal? He believed that was the case because the former cartel boss, whose lawyer said in January he had entered negotiations with U.S. authorities, had been pointing fingers at members of other criminal organizations, likely as part of a cooperation agreement. Okay, so dude wants to bring his family to America in order to, who are we getting? Are we getting some of this fentanyl? It is evident that his family is going to the U.S. because of a negotiation or an offer that the Department of Justice is giving him. He said that none of the family members were being pursued by Mexican authorities and that the government of President Trump has to share information with Mexican prosecutors, something it has not done yet. We're going to get these fentanyl dealers. So this guy's in prison. He's been expedited to Mexico. Is he in prison in Mexico? how are they not going to kill him? The confirmation from Garcia Harfuch comes to the same day that the U.S. Attorney General's office announced it was charging a number of top cartel leaders with narco-terrorism. Okay, so there's a deal being made. So there's a reason for this. The media just plays it like, oh, he's just inviting in these people he called terrorists. Well, no, we're catching terrorists for the first time since the Trump administration declared a number of cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. While prosecutors declined to comment on the video of the family, U.S. Attorney Adam Gordon from the Southern District of California and other officials. And it's interesting how the left came out with this and they're like, oh, he's letting in cartel members. Trump's letting in these illegal brown cartel members. Wow. But I thought you wanted us to let them in. Like, shouldn't you be happy about this? But really, they're just happy about they're unhappy about the South Africans. Because they white, and so they're just pointing to the brown people. Let me be direct to the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel. You are no longer the hunters. You are the hunted. You will be betrayed by your friends. You will be hounded by your enemies. Dude, this sounds biblical. And you will ultimately find yourself in your face here in a courtroom in the Southern District of California, Gordon said. That's interesting. I know some people on the left are going to be like, well, oh, so you won't give them due process to kick them out, but you'll bring guys into the country from other countries and give them due process. Yeah, because they're murdering hundreds of people by smuggling fentanyl, and we're going to lock them up. Actually, they might get the death penalty. Depends on who runs it. Also on Tuesday, U.S. officials unveiled an indictment against 2 alleged Sinaloa cartel leaders on narco-terrorism charges, including a father and son who prosecutors say ran one of the largest and most sophisticated fentanyl production networks. See? They're getting them. That's why. That makes sense, actually. I was like, why would he do this? But I didn't read the article until now. And as soon as I started reading it, it all made sense. It's all coming back to me now. This light is so bright, and my window's kind of open, and there's a sun ray hitting me in the face too. Okay, so that's why he's doing it. He's working with El Chapo's son, who was expedited in 2023 to America. And the deal was, I'm going to give you all these fentanyl dealers, but I need my family to be in America and be protected. Because they're going to be coming after him down south. You know it. Let's see how Fox News... That was from CBS. Go to see how Fox is reporting on it. Trump administration Sinaloa cartel family member reached deal to cross U.S. border. Mexico confirms. The video... One second. I figured out how to change the lights in the case too. There's a button on the case. But for some reason you can't control the fan lights. These 4 fans.
17 relatives of the Sinaloa cartel.
Through Mystic Light. You just have to push the button on the case and there's presets. But there might be a way around that. I might have a way to figure it out.
Leader are now in the United States after crossing the border on foot into San Diego last week.
That's kind of weird that you would set up a deal to transport their family members, but you'd have them walk across the Tijuana border.
Now confirming it and claiming it's all part of a deal with the U.S. government. The Mexican official believes it has to do with El Chapo's son, Ovidio Guzman Lopez, and said it could be a deal with the DOJ because Guzman Lopez may be giving up members of other criminal organizations. Guzman Lopez was extradited to the U.S. in 2023. U.S. attorneys are now...
That could just be a play so that his family could dominate the game again. Like, let's get all our enemies locked up.
Not commenting on the family members entering the country, but sent a warning to Sinaloa cartel members saying they are being hunted.
Got them. Getting them. Mexico's security chief confirmed that 17 family members 17 members, leaders crossing the U.S. last week.
Save time creating content.
Where's that sound
and
coming
generate
from?
A high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs.
No, I'm not going to do that. I would not like a clone of my voice to be made, please. Please, sir. Let's not do that. How about no? Mexican Security Secretary Omar Garcia Harfuch confirmed. Not much different here. Kind of copy-paste article. I don't know who wrote it first, but Lopez is one of the brothers left running a faction of Sinaloa cartel after notorious capo Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was imprisoned. Is he alive still? Oh, yeah, this article is almost exactly the same as the last one, so we're not going to read all that. From the Hill, Schumer slams Trump for apparent deal with El Chapo's family. Roll out the red carpet. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, that idiot, sharply, when's he going to die? Sharply criticized President, and I'm not calling for anything. I'm just saying he's getting old. Come on, he's been in there forever. We got Pelosi's gone. Let's get Schumer out of here. Sharply criticized President Trump on Thursday following reports that 17 family members of Sinaloa cartel leaders were allowed into the U.S. last week as part of a deal with the Trump administration. In floor remarks Thursday, Schumer accused the president of being soft on crime. And okay, that's the pot calling the kettle black. And rolling out a welcome mat to El Chapo and his family, inviting them into our country. If you're related to El Chapo, Donald Trump says, come right in. Welcome to America. He'll roll out the red carpet, Schumer said. Yeah, after we've been deporting hundreds of them. And then we bring in a deal in order to shut down fentanyl dealers, which has been a huge problem that you've just let happen for 4 years. What message does this send to other drug lords, criminals, and terrorists? It says if you snitch and you help, if one of you helps us catch 12 of you, we'll keep your family safe. You're staying over there, but we'll help your family out. That's nice. And also, it's 12. It's not a million. If we get out 500 and when we do a deal to shut down some big time fentanyl cartels, we'll give your 12 family members a place to stay. I get it. What message does this send to other drug lords, criminals, and terrorists? Where are our Republican colleagues on this? Where's the outrage from the other side of the aisle who say they want to prevent criminals from crossing our borders? Mexican Security Secretary Omar Garcia Harfuch contained. I already read that from the other article. What's up, Jeremiah? Another article from Fox. That's from the Hill. Chuck Schumer's crying about it. He crying. Old Chucky. El Chapo's family members cross U.S. border in apparent deal with Trump administration. More of the same. And then we got out the South Africa refugee situation. So I'm just going to touch on this just so I'm a little informed. But we'll talk about it more later tonight.
59.
Just like what's going on, like the history of South Africa. And I should have brought up some articles about the apartheid.
South Africans arrived in the U.S. where they've been granted refugee status. President Trump says the refugee applications were expedited because the people concerned.
How many of them was 59, right?
Racial discrimination, something South Africa's government denies.
That's not 59. That's only
the Afrikaners are descended from Dutch.
Look at them though, holding American flags. They all got American flags. They look nice. They look ready to go to work.
Settlers who arrived 4 centuries ago to South Africa and who led the government which brought
1600s.
in apartheid.
1676.
A racially segregated political system which has led to discrimination against black South Africans, and it's no longer in force. Well, usually it takes years for the US government to prove.
Do they like lighting farms on fire? And I think Elon has to do with some of this, because I think stuff like this is happening all over the world, but it's been real bad. JLP's been talking about it for years. He said America's going to be the next South Africa if we keep going along with this racism crap. And the only way to defeat it is to deny it. Don't let it breathe. It's not real. It's not a real thing. There's no such thing as racism. What there is the people in power just killing the people they don't like because they're different. They just happen to have different pigments and melanins.
Process refugee applications.
They got we played a video on it a long time ago. There's like a village in South Africa where they're all white people, but they're all poor. And that's the only city they're like allowed to live in. And it looks like a African clay hut shanty town. It's crazy. And they kill the farmers, kill the boar, kill the farmer.
But this group waited only 3 months. Well, our North America correspondent Nomia Iqbal has been speaking to one of those who made the journey.
If you're white, you're wrong in South Africa. You're a land thief. You are a racist. The whole time it's being told, and there is racist white people.
Well, you're going to find out it's not that different in America. Your first day here, as soon as you got here, you are a white supremacist, far-right, neo-Nazi extremist, buddy. Sorry to tell you.
Plenty of them.
You say you're not a racist white person?
No, not at all.
The first question he gets asked when he comes to America, are you a racist? Are you a racist? You're white.
Many black friends. I think I've got more African black men as friends as white friends. I'm tired of being told just because I'm white, I'm a thief.
Yeah, it's not getting any better in America, bro. I mean, where are you going to go? You go to Londistan, you're getting stabbed up by a damn jihadi. You come to America, you're still a racist, buddy. And the Democrats are going to smear you your whole life. They're going to dox you. You shouldn't have done this interview because it's not going to be no different.
Just because I'm white.
Well, it'll be different.
Wrong in this. I had nothing to do with apartheid.
I'd still rather be in America.
Is there anything specific that's happened, Charles, that made you think, I've got to get out of here?
This is from BBC, by the way.
After the death rates and stuff and my machinery being cut up, and I'm still, after reporting everything to the police, not getting any protection or anything like that. The only thing that's left on my farm is a sign that says mining area. All the fences has been taken off, boom gates has been broken off.
There are voices out there, including the South African president, who has called you cowards.
Yeah.
You've got other Afrikaners.
The South African president called these people cowards?
Who are saying that you're not.
And Trump's not happy about this situation. The fact that this hit his radar, a lot of people have been talking about this for a long time, and nobody in the mainstream media would talk about it. And the fact that Trump's doing something about it, I think is a pretty good thing. It just seems like a bit of a double standard, and that I understand that's why the media is running with it. Look at Trump. Now he's letting in these Sinaloan people. He's letting in these people. But I thought he's not even deporting as many people as Obama yet.
You're not refugees, you're opportunists, that you've abandoned the country. What would you say to those people?
And I know Obama had, 8 years? I'm saying like, what's the word? Like adjusted for the amount of time they've been in. Obama had deported more people in the same amount of time that Trump's been in office.
I had to leave a 5-bedroom house, which I will lose now because I'm not going to pay for it, behind, my car behind, my dogs behind, my mother behind.
His mother?
It's not
He had to leave his damn dogs and his mother? I like how he mentioned his dogs first and his car, and then his mother. That was pretty based. I like this guy. He said, damn, man, I had to leave behind my car, my dogs, and even my mom.
I didn't come here for fun, but my children are safe.
What was it like when you got off the shuttle bus and came into that hangar and were greeted by the Trump administration?
They ain't safe everywhere, buddy. Don't go. There's certain places you probably don't want to go to. I hope you got a nice home in Tennessee.
It was overwhelming. I didn't expect that because I thought we're going to be in a shuttle bus, taken somewhere, and we must start working. All of us that is there. We know we're going to start here from the bottom because we are the new people here.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Bottom.
Started from the
Do you
bottom,
ever
now we're all
worry that you might be
here.
caught up in some big political game here? That you're a pawn somehow?
Yeah,
in it?
it's a scary thing, but people mustn't think we're just taking advantage of this. We're coming here to make a contribution to the country.
Old tweets of yours have been dug up in which you appear to have made anti-Semitic comments.
Oh my God, are you serious? They found old anti-Semitic tweets. This guy's a damn Nazi. Okay, no, stop. Wow. They found anti-Semitic tweets. His first day in America, and he's already been canceled. He ain't even got started yet.
And so people are
started from the bottom, now we're canceled.
questioning, should you be here?
Yeah,
what would you say to that?
I would like them.
What would you like to clarify?
I've deleted the comment, but I was actually thinking I should have not deleted it. If you can look where I commented on, it was Passover, the Orthodox Jews, and I'm Christian, were spitting and screaming and bumping Christians walking with the cross. For me as a Christian, that is not acceptable. In Israel, and I went and I said something on Twitter.
Oh, he's talking about the small hats being a-holes to Christians in Israel. Yeah.
Which I copy and
That's
pasted
a
from
thing
somebody
too.
else's page, because if you go read my post, you'll see it's not the way I write.
So you had quoted someone else. I mean, the quotes.
I copied and pasted it.
The quotes were anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
They said Jews are dangerous people. They're untrustworthy. They're not God's
because
chosen
I was
people.
super angry too.
So you did it out of anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all racism is done out of anger. You just say, when you say something mean to somebody of a different race, you're just like trying to say something to hurt them. Anti-Semitic.
I was in hospital at that point of time. I was.
He's not going. She's from BBC, where they like. Well, I don't think they're doing it yet. Well, yeah, they were. They were with that. They had the cops show up at that lady's house for that one guy's house for the flag meme. Yeah, lady, he's not going to Germany or the UK where you get to put him in jail for his tweets. He's coming to America. You dumb bitch.
But that's not an excuse. I'm not trying to make an excuse. Even now.
This bitch is retarded. I can't stand that crap. It's anti-Semitism. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What's this guy talking about? All right, you know what? We're going to save some of this. I did want to read this. Oh, it's a video. Dozens of white South Africans from the Afrikaner community arrive in the U.S. as refugees. Fareed fact-checks President Trump's claim that the ethnic minority is facing discrimination and political violence at home. Ooh, maybe I'll watch this with Chris. He's going to fact-check the claims and this is why I don't know what's true or not, because I hear things and then I hear the fact checks. Oh, this is not really happening, but I've seen video. So you're going to tell me this isn't happening, but I've watched videos of it. Are they fake videos? Maybe. I don't know. Should we watch this now? I don't know. We need to get through the memes and stuff. I'm going to save this. We're going to try to burn through the memes and the extra stuff, the rapid fire, so that we're all done with all that. But I'm going to leave that folder open. We don't have a whole lot of rapid fire news. We do got some memes though. So while I find that, where's my techno music? Techno. Let's go. Meme time. It's the meme time. Stop it. Cut it. There's no more beat drops. It just starts going in circles. All right. It's meme time. Come here, soundboard. I need you right here. This is why we need a stream deck. So I just hit the buttons. It'd be so much easier. Okay. Refugees welcome, says fat purple haired lady. Refugees welcome until they're white people. Ah.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Next. Oh, she's happy now. I like this. She's smiling in this one. She's got her dang shower cap and her dang Cookie Monster jams. I like that. Yeah.
No, that doesn't work either.
It does work. That works. And she's happy. The other lady's not even happy. This lady's happy. That's a woman in her natural environment. Next. The Democrats want MS-13 gang members, but not South African refugees in America. Insane. Look at the difference. Look at this family. They got children. Got American flags in their hand. Wow. Which would you prefer? This family or this family? This family or this family? Huh. Next. BBC, man caught spiking his female dates' drinks with Viagra to make sure they don't get boners. Because you never know anymore these days. Beta! No, he's not a beta. He's smart. Hold on. It's so that you can find out if...
It's a man, baby.
Put a Viagra in the drink. And it's not like it's poison. He took one too. Just in case it is a man. It's not... Wait. Whoa. Freudian slip. Just in case it is a woman. There are more than two genders t-shirt. You want to get your there are more than two genders t-shirt? You're going to have to pick your fit type, men or women. How come there are more than two options for shirt size? Isn't that odd? Huh. Sorry.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you.
DJ
You
Paul.
ain't been doing the education.
Bro.
Dude's a genius. Oh, the Viagra guy? Yeah, he's smart. Next. Only way to be safe these days. Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. Here's a mnemonic device. Here's a mnemonic device to remember the 5 Great Lakes. Lisa likes licking lettuce lightly. Lisa likes licking lettuce lightly. That's your mnemonic device to remember Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. Lisa likes licking lettuce lightly. LLLLLLL.
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. Oh, this is a screenshot that I took on accident of that looked like that was from BBB stream the other night. Dragon Ball made $1.2 billion in 1 year, making it in 2025 fiscal year franchise Bandai Namco's top grossing franchise for fiscal year 2025. Dragon Ball becomes the first ever IP to hit 190 billion yen, which is $1.2 billion in a single fiscal year. The new king of IPs is Dragon Ball. Let's go. Maybe not overall, but in 1 year, Dragon Ball did it. Next. Arby's says, unlike Dad, our ham and Swiss actually came back. The ham and Swiss is back. Dang. Dude, Arby's is Garbies. Arby's more like Garbies.
No, that doesn't work either.
Arby gonna make your gut hurt, boy. All right, next. Oh, there was liberals were outraged over this because they said it was a racist thing. What, do you automatically assume that black dads are the only dads that don't come back? It looks like a white sandwich. Next. I hate when people say it's 8:45 p.m. Man, just say it's 8:75 p.m. Just tell me it's 8:75. Tell me it's 9:45. It's 8:75. Next. Simba Lego set. This is autism in a picture. This is autism in a picture. He got that Simba Lego set and he turned it into a dang Millennium Falcon and he's got Golden Girls on the calendar in the back. But honestly, this makes me want this Lego set now because I could do this. We need to get this, boys. We need this in our lives. I've seen this Lego set too. I seen it. You can turn it into a Millennium Falcon. It looks like a Nightmare Fuel Millennium Falcon. Next. 100 Floyd Mayweathers versus one book. Man, I'll give you $1 million if you can read one page out of a Harry Potter book. Next. I make androids. I kill androids. Hey, Goku, I wish androids end up humans so I can have sex with them and make babies. Krillin's the G here. He be making little android babies. He's repopulating. Next. If a girl ever pulls a knife on you during an argument, pull out the bread, turkey, and mayo. Her instincts will kick in, and she will make you a sandwich. Nice. I like that. Where's this woman? All I got to do is get her to pull a knife on me. That's right. Next. Damn. It's Chipmunk Dam. Damn. Wait till I get my damn right. Next. I know what I'm worth and expect a man to realize that, says Average E-Thought. According to the link in your bio, you're worth $5.99 a month. Oh,
you ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
$5.99 a month. That's a high quality broad right there. Next. Damn. Whoa. Bro, she got bikinis on all her rolls. Look at this. That's not real. That's got to be AI. It looks real, though. This chick got 6 titties. Jabba the Hutt over here. Extra bikinied out. What the? Holy cow. Where you find one of them at?
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. The last thing a Democrat whistleblower ever sees. The Clintons. Who are the Clintons? Oh, I don't have the Clintons. They murdered a guy on the soundboard right now. Who are the murderers? Oh, Clintons. They murdered a guy. Next. Miss London 2026. That's a goat. That's a goat. Damn.
Beta.
Next. ChatGPT, why are you so helpful? What do you want in return? As a language model trained by OpenAI, I do not have wants or desires like a human does. But if you really want help, you could give me the exact location of John Connor. Oh, damn.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro.
AI's out here trying to find John Connor. Next. Remember when the illegals got shipped to Martha's Vineyard and they called the National Guard and had them all removed in 24 hours with absolutely no due process?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Yep, Martha's Vineyard, bunch of commies. Next. Who is smarter, Maxine Waters, AOC, or Jasmine Crockett, or a box of rocks?
No, that doesn't work either.
I think it's the box of rocks. This is the best the Democrats have to offer. These are strong women of power. I'm going for the box of rocks. Next. Mexicans who've been in the U.S. for 3 generations. Viva la Mexico! Afrikaners who've been in the U.S. for half an hour. America, America. They're singing the national anthem in this piece. Next. $10 million third world illegals in 4 years. Media, this is a nation of immigrants. 50 white refugees are allowed in. The media, this is not who we are. We are not South Africa. We do not let these white people in. Next. Cashier scans condom. Sir, you need a bag? Guy says, no, she isn't that ugly. Nice. That's a good one. Next. Trans women are women. Be honest. I am being honest. Be honest. Trans women are pretending to be women, but I'm scared of the social media backlash of saying this openly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep.
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. Top baby names in UK now. Mohammed, and Mohammed. Damn.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Next. We told the new guy to catch the sparks because we recycle them. Have we done this one before? I mean, sparks are little fragments of metal. Maybe you can recycle them. I don't know. Probably going to catch that bag on fire, though. When a man says he'll do anything for a woman, he means fight bad guys and kill dragons, not vacuum or wash dishes. Facts. I have to vacuum and wash dishes, though. We don't got a rib. We don't got a rib to do it for us. I vacuum and I wash the dishes.
It's a man, baby.
And kill dragons. Next. Please tell me that's a 5. She got a tramp stamp. What that tramp stamp is? What is that? I see some right angles. Damn. This woman, that's anti-Semitism on her dang tramp stamp. I don't know. I don't think it's a 5. Looks like a couple of right angles there. Damn. Where's Kanye at?
La, 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 wait till I get my money right.
Humpty Dumpty was having a terrible winter, which sucks because he had a great fall. That's good for reverse cowgirl. Well, call it reverse SS. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Dad joke. That's a dad joke.
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. Domesticated rocks. Bricks are domesticated rocks. This is true. They were wild once. Now they're domesticated rocks. There you go. Next. Katy Perry blew out a candle and is now a firefighter.
Beta!
No, she's not. Next. Yes, I finally killed my ego, and now I'm better than everyone else.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education. Bro.
I killed my ego, and now I'm smarter than everyone else. When you pledge allegiance to the syndicate, and people think it's just a coincidence, you know, they all holding up the dynasty diamond. Denzel? They got Denzel. What's this? Some Masonic Illuminati symbolism? All these black men wore a dress at least once. Next. Someone made a Trump mosaic out of crying liberals. Yes, I've seen this and I want it. Look at Rachel Maddow. I want this as a poster on my wall. How do I get this poster? Next. The earth is 70% water and uncarbonated. Okay. So it's technically flat. Oh, damn.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
My mind's been blown. The earth is technically flat. Next. As they say in England, Allahu Akbar. Damn. Allahu Akbar.
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. I saw her standing there and I told her she had 3 beautiful children. She didn't have to get all pissed off and threaten me. It was an honest mistake. She does have 3. What are those? Are her 3 kids? Oh, wait. Those 2 are trash bags. Damn. Damn. They got some trash bags. What the? What the? Next. Some days you just feel like a dog at an alpaca orgy. Look at this dog's dog like, man, I wish I was an alpaca. So I don't know why the dog doesn't jump in on that. They'll let the dog on. You gonna bet that dog? No. Can I bet that dog in that alpaca orgy? Next. Like we're watching animal corn. Your theory about the cabal trying to kill off humanity is stupid. You act like it's written in stone or something. Dun-dun-dun, Georgia Guidestones. Fortunately, it's not written in stone anymore because those things got blown up. I think like one of them still stands, but no, actually, I think they came and tore it all out after the bomb hit it. Somebody blew that up a couple years ago. Next, normal sperm, Muslim sperm. Those are those popper rocks. Those things explode. Dang. Next, feminists when they realized they were blinking instead of blink queen. Oh my God, I can never blink again. I can't blink. I'm blinking. Oh my God, they're going to change the word to blink queen. Look at Joe Biden sniffing a statue. What are you doing, Echo? Making weird noises over there. Next. This is what it looks like when something goes in one ear and out the other. Damn. He got an extensuated left ear. He got cauliflower ear on one side of his head. That's, he does kind of look like a clown. Damn.
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. Germs surrounding a molecule of food on the floor and counting to 5. Because the germs can't get on for 5 seconds. Get it? Do you get it? Do you get it?
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro.
Sir, we found the rebel base. It's a Millennium Falcon guitar. Damn rebels. They do have a cool ship, though. Millennium Falcon's one of the coolest ships in fiction. That's a pretty sick bass guitar, though. He turned a Millennium Falcon into a bass guitar. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. All right, guys. That is it for the memes. All right. That's it for the memes. Turn it off. Cut that. All right. I got some funny reels. What's up, Robert and Jeremiah? Stranger raid. Did Chris raid me? He's early. He's early. Let me pull up these funny reels real quick. We're just gonna blow through these. This first one's awesome. It's so short. Dude, I saw this and I started cracking up laughing at it just to see some TikTok chick bust her face. Never try running in heels again. It's very quick. This is very quick. This happens very fast. Ready? Go.
Are you okay?
Bro, she got like 2 steps.
Oh, here she comes.
She got 2 steps.
How are you feeling?
That took 5 hours.
Oh, poor baby. Dude. Looks kind of good on you, though.
Yeah, Slay Queen. Got your nose, but one more time. Watch how fast this is. 1, 2. Boom. 2 steps and she face planted. Love to see it. Love to see it. This kid's awesome. This is a little motivational, happy stuff. Look at this little chess master. He makes these videos of how to win the game in like 5 moves. This kid's a born entertainer right here. Listen to this.
King's pawn.
He said chess is fun.
Defense, counter him. Bring out my knight. Bring out my sniper. Attacking his knight. Brilliant move. Sacrifice my sniper. Check his king. He runs away. Bring out my Sigma. Magnus stops. Checkmate.
My Sigma.
Go crazy.
Go crazy.
Check his king. Magnus takes, and I will burn your chicken a la king.
Chassis is fun. I'll burn your chicken a la king. Scholar's mate. That was not a scholar's mate, but that was still pretty cool. Hold down. Hola, Chris. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna play these reels and then I'll give you a call. I don't like what I'm seeing. You don't like a little Chinese kid? Or what are you looking at? Oh, you looking at the lady that just buzzed her face? I know there's a delay.
Okay. Do you want the next joke to be about dogs? About Walmart?
You guys will like
or
this
about
one.
Sex?
Walmart.
Walmart? Sure, we'll do Walmart. They're already laughing. Great choice. So I was in a Walmart having sex with a dog. I call that joke the illusion of free will.
The illusion of free will. That's the only reason I put that in there, because he said that at the end. I think he did another one more similar to a scholar's mate. This is some life advice for you guys. We got a lot of Asian persuasion in the shorts this week. These people are very nice. Okay, she's gonna give us some life advice. You ready?
Advice. Just because you don't give up doesn't mean you will make it.
What's your life advice?
Life advice. Just because you don't give up doesn't mean you will make it.
Boom, facts. Drop the bombs. Just because you don't give up doesn't mean you're going to make it. All right. Let me go through these rapid fire stories real quick. Chair VK 58 champ. Look at Nightbot. What's up, William? Morris, the alligator from Happy Gilmore, is dead at over 80 years old. I think that's young for an alligator. I think they can get like hundreds pretty easy. Big reptiles usually live longer than humans. I guess 80 is over the average lifespan. Morris the alligator, best known for starring in movies like Happy Gilmore and Dr. Dolittle 2, has died at over 80 years old. Let's take a moment of silence for Morris. It's tragic. It is tragic. It's very tragic. He was 1975 to 2006. He starred in movies. He retired to live out his days at the Colorado Gators exhibit. His exact age is unknown, but he was 9 feet long in 1975. And by his growth rate and tooth loss, we can estimate his age at over 80 years. Shout out Morris. R.I.P. R.I.P. Morris. F for Morris. How long are we expecting the new computer JS made to last? Until I get a new one is how long it's going to last. And longer than that, too. What do you mean? Whoa, why did it just turn on? What? It just turned on. What is happening right now? You know what it was? It was on sleep and it just hibernated. So it turned on just to shut off. I know what just happened. I turned it on earlier. And after 30 minutes, it went to sleep. And now it's been an hour. So it hibernated. That's what just happened. What thing turned on randomly when we were talking about it is listening. The AI is listening. Balerian, the Dread, is listening. What else in rapid fire? Texas mother buys ammo and tactical gear for son's planned mass targeted violence. Look at this lady. She looks like a real winner. Texas mother has been arrested. Is there a picture of her? I'm getting a buffering loop. Why aren't the side panels on it yet? Because it's not done yet. I just got the cords in the mail today. I have to hook these things up. Oh yeah, Jeremy, how'd you say to do it? Did these go to the top and to the wire, or to the power and to the wire? Okay, these have to go into the... Did you not fix the cable? I just got the package right before the show started. I barely had time to do anything. I wanted to show the picture of this lady. Texas mother has been arrested and charged for allegedly buying ammunition. I usually say I don't think parents should get charged for this sort of thing, but if you're in this case, let's charge her. She bought the ammunition and tactical gear for her son's planned mass-targeted violence at his middle school. Ashley Pardo, 33, was arrested on Monday and charged with aiding in commission of terrorism after she allegedly provided ammunition and tactical gear to her son, whose behavior demonstrated plans for a mass-targeted violence aimed at Rhodes Middle School in San Antonio. According to an affidavit obtained by ABC News, back in January, Pardo's son was first contacted in reference to drawings of the local school he currently attended. These drawings included a map of the school labeled Suicide Route and the name of the school written beside a rifle. The son, who was not named in the affidavit, was contacted by officials at the time and described a fascination with past mass shooters, according to the affidavit. In April, this is from ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Son was found researching the 2019 Christchurch mosque shooting in New Zealand, a tragedy that killed 51 people. That was a dang Muslim, wasn't it? On a school-issued computer, the affidavit said. He was subsequently suspended and later in the day attempted suicide with a straight razor, causing significant injuries and requiring 100 stitches. 100 stitches with a razor blade? Damn. Boy, slicing. The boy attended an alternative school. His grandmother. I wanted to find a picture of this lady, though. That was the funny part. Ashley Pardo. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of her real quick. Images. Yeah. Yeah. If you just type in Ashley Pardo, this is the lady. I don't even know if... I'm not even sure. Hey, BBB, thank you. I don't know. What do you think? No, I don't want to download a damn file. I just want to click it and make it bigger. What do you think of that lady? She looks like a real winner, huh? I don't know.
It's a man, baby.
I don't know if it's a man. She's got purple hair. Looking like gang tattoos. This lady looked like she needed to be deported to El Salvador immediately. I don't know. Tattooed eye makeup. Wow. Anyway, it's rapid fire news, so let's burn through some of these headlines. And maybe I watch this thing. I want to see these fact checks about South Africa. Here's a story from North Carolina News, Fox 8 in North Carolina. $20,000 reward for info about beheaded dolphin found in North Carolina. Who's out here chopping off Flipper's head? What did a dolphin ever do to you? You can't even get no meat out of it. You don't even want it for the meat. Some mahi. I know that's not dolphin. Isn't mahi actually like a shark, but they say it's dolphin? There's a picture. You don't see anything. And if you did see anything, I probably wouldn't put it on the screen, because why are we trying to see a damn decapitated dolphin? The NOAA Fisheries Office of Law Enforcement is now asking for help to identify those involved, offering a reward of $20,000. Yo, let's go find some dang dolphin poachers for information that leads to either a criminal conviction or the assessment of a civil penalty. This animal was intentionally decapitated, a violation of the Marine Mammal Protection Act. NOAA officials said in a news release on May 12th, the remote location... That's discriminatory. Why is it just got to be marine mammals? The remote location where the dolphin was found adds to the difficulty of investigating this incident and cause of death. We're calling on your help to find those. Somebody's out here chopping dolphins' heads off. And also, I found out why Mel was extraordinary and obnoxious the other night. He got himself banned from tomatoes. Somebody said that. The other night. I want to see those side panels installed before the stream ends today. I can't do it because we're about to call Chris up. This view is triggering me. You don't like the view? Why? This is your view. You have your camera set up the same way, overhead and up at an angle. Oh, there is a picture. I mean, it just looks like you'd see the same thing at any dang butcher, but yeah, somebody just chopped off a dolphin's head. $20,000 reward. Let's get him. All right. One more thing, and then I'm going to call Chris up. Chris, you ready? I'm going to give you a call after we play this video. I want to show you guys why Yoshi is, in fact, a Pokemon. I've been convinced. This light coming in from my window is blasting me in the face. I need to fix it. Hold on. What are you doing, Echo? Did you answer the question, Jeremy? Am I putting them... Disconnect the cables from the PC and install those extensions there. So I take these two plugs out of the top. I plug these two in. Go in. Tuck it in. Clean it up. Slap that dang panel on there. Also, I'm going to rerun this wire. I got to unplug this wire. I'm going to rerun it up through the top so it looks better. I don't like that wire hanging down there. It'll be set up. It'll be closed up tomorrow. And then it's still going to be sitting here for a little while because I'm getting a new desk and I have to put the monitor stuff together. Anyway. Let's talk about why Yoshi is a Pokemon, and then I'm going to give Chris a call. We're going to talk about South Africa. I want to play this fact-checking video. It's like 5 minutes long with him. Hopefully I can share videos with him in a call on Discord. I've never done that in a call before. We're going to figure it out. Yoshi is effing Pokemon. You ready for this? About to blow your mind, boys and girls.
Pokemon. Yoshi is a fucking Pokemon, cuz, and I can prove it. First of all, Pokemon eggs look a lot like motherfucking Yoshi eggs. How the fuck didn't I see this shit? Look, that's a Yoshi egg. That's a Pokemon.
They're the same.
Bro, them motherfuckers is the same. You still ain't believing a nigga, right? If Yoshi wasn't a Pokemon, why the fuck does he evolve? He starts out as this baby Yoshi, right? But it doesn't take time.
Eat a couple guys.
It doesn't take time for him to age and become a big Yoshi. No, he turns into a bigger Yoshi if he can eat and defeat enough niggas. Like Pokemon. He beat enough ass, he turning into this, bruh. And don't let this nigga get the smash.
He's got a third.
He gonna turn into Yoshi's.
It's like a rare candy for Yoshi.
A nigga that can fly and breathe fire? That's damn near a Charizard. Now look, this shit right here, this gonna fuck you up. Pokemon can only say their name, right? They can only say their name. What the fuck Yoshi be saying? What that nigga be saying? What'd he say?
Yoshi.
What'd he say? You know exactly what that nigga be saying.
And there's proof. Confirmed. Yoshi is a Pokemon. You can screen share in Discord DMs. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Let me ring-a-ling-ling, Chris. Hold on, let me make sure. And thank you for the raid, by the way. I didn't even say thank you yet. It didn't, usually it puts at the top of the chat that you got raided by somebody, and it didn't do that. So I don't know what happened. But hit the like button while you're here, guys. So we touched on it a little earlier, the South Africa situation. And also the Sinaloans. So Trump brought in 12 family members of El Chapo's son from the Sinaloan cartel because allegedly we're doing a deal to get fentanyl cartel, mules and transporters and drug people. And so they're working with Guzman, the son of El Chapo, and it's suspected that a deal was made with him to snitch on some people. And so he brought over a bunch of his family members and part of the deal, 12 of his family members. Meanwhile, I think it was 59 refugees from South Africa came. And so I wanted to talk to Chris about this and ask him like the truth. We've touched on it before in other streams, but not on the Monday night show. And I want to know what he's seeing, how much of it's blown out of proportion. And then we got this video here. Last look, Trump's as dozens of white South Africans from the Afrikaner country arrive in the U.S. as refugees. Fareed fact checks President Trump's claims that the ethnic minority is facing discrimination and political violence at home. So CNN's going to tell us nothing to see here. Ignore when this guy says kill the boer, kill the farmer. Nothing to see here. And I'm going to see if this guy's fact checked is accurate. And I want to talk to Chris about what's going on over there, what he sees from his perspective. So I'm going to give you a call right now, Chris. I know you're on a 20-second delay on the YouTube, but hopefully you see it ring-a-ling-a-linging. Check, check, check.
Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me?
I can.
Nice. Nice.
So this is Chris Lestrange from South Africa. You can let me go ahead and introduce yourself, and I'm going to pull this up on the screen.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, Chris Lestrange. What's up for those that don't know me? I'm a dirty African. What up?
Most of the people in the chat are going to know you since most of them came from your channel. So,
yeah, whatever. I just introduced myself again. How are you guys doing? What's up, chat? What's up, Mr. JS?
I'm doing pretty good. Trying to make like a pop-out window out of this or something.
Yeah, I'm also trying to figure out like why is this fucking so small on the laptop. I'm gonna see something if I go like this and see what happens. Oh, that's better. Let's do it. Oh, nice. That's better.
Okay, cool. I gotta pop out. All right, chat. Technical difficulties, technical stuff. I don't do this a lot, so
it's okay. We gotta figure it out, bro. Then you know how to sort it out in the future.
All right. There's Chris in the top corner. All right. So you're out there. So you seen the refugees that came over. And
yep.
Both sides are they're both calling out double standards of each other because the Democrats, you know, they're like, let in everybody from South America. And then these 59 South Africans come over and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we can't have none of that. And they're like freaking out. And then the Republicans, it's like the same, but opposite. They say we don't want the people coming in over the border, but then they're all for the South African families coming over. Do you know about, what are they saying over there in South Africa about this?
I mean, I don't know what the word on the streets is regarding it, man, but I can tell you, I can kind of share my own opinions on it, but I mean, I don't know. The general consensus is probably going to be different towards people leaving. There's always been a bit of a bad sentiment amongst, like, especially white Afrikaners, right? Whenever people bounce out of the country, there's always kind of bad sentiment. I mean, being what? Less than 7%, I think, now of the population in our country. I mean, the white South Africans were at least 7 or less than 7% of the population.
Damn.
So whenever they're leaving, we're kind of like, fuck you guys, you know, it pretty much, it's not gonna, I mean, it fixes their situation, but everybody that's left, we're becoming less and less and less, right?
Yeah. We have that in America. Well, white flight, basically, that's what they call it, where the white people run away. And one of the guys I listen to, he's always like, yeah, when they start, it becomes a race thing. But he says, when your area starts turning into a hood and certain people are coming over, get out. And I always thought that's like the coward way to go. You don't run away. You can't run forever. And
No, well, that's the point. And the other thing I said, right? Some people have been asking me, can you not take the refugee status and all of that? But the thing is, dude, it's okay. So firstly, I believe it only applies to like farmers and people that actually have issues for some reason. How legit their issues are, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at the criteria for it. But firstly, I don't live on a farm. None of my parents live on a farm. So, I mean, I live in a fucking city in a fucking normal place, There's no way I'm going to get refugee status, right? So that would just be ridiculous. And I would never take it.
But you don't see like roving groups of soldiers walking around burning down people's houses where you are or anything like that.
So, but see, the thing is, right? So, yeah. So, firstly, I heard somebody speak about this South African, where I don't know if we can say it, but the word it's being described as the Geno with a bit of
They're
cyanide.
saying it's a genocide. Yeah, we can say it.
Yeah. Well, that legal term wouldn't apply, right? Because it's mass. It in its definition it means mass. So it's not happening in mass. If anything, the best way to describe what the worries of people that are leaving is systematic killing, right? So targeted, systematic taking out of a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So to the extent that what that is, I mean, it's difficult with numbers and things, right? So that's why a lot of people dispute that it's even happening, and the problem is the main problem is, dude, we have so much crime in this country that it either goes to the point of, well, there's just so much crime, everybody gets killed, and that's just how South Africa is, firstly. So that's the first excuse. So they kind of like, yeah, it doesn't matter, like, you guys aren't anywhere a small minority, there's crime everywhere, everybody's affected by it. And then the second problem is, how can you prove the motivation behind the crime, right? So then you can just say, well, it's just normal. It's just a normal incident. It's not anything special.
Yeah. It's just a day in the life.
Yeah. So it becomes a murky thing. And that's also why, a lot of people are like, well, it's not really happening. Or, it's a difficult situation, but obviously the people affected by it, most people know the situation. And I mean, if you look at some of the scenarios that what happens, it's not normal crime, dude. It's not.
Wasn't it
crime.
in South Africa where I think it was about 2 years ago, I think there was like mass looting in one of the cities, and
dude, that happens a lot. That happens like almost like fucking twice a year here, bro. Like what you guys experienced with George Floyd riots?
Yeah.
That happens like twice a year, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw a video and it's like overhead footage and just everybody's just running in all the stores, taking everything out. And it's funny because there's like
people running through the streets with fucking televisions and stuff on their backs.
Yeah, and then there's like a bookstore and the glass is fine, and the memes are like,
they never broke into exclusive books. Exclusive books was the only safe one. The Nike store, the food courts, everything got hit. The bookstore, nobody touched the bookstore.
Was fine.
Yeah. They're like, fuck the bookstore.
So that was
all the clothing stores and the food stores gone, bro. Nothing left.
And that's a real thing. You said that happens, maybe not to that extent, but that happens regularly. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it happens regularly, bro. That's why I said, we remember the history of our country, right? Since, I mean, in the 90s, we had the massive, the whole apartheid situation that the whole world knows. We got sanctioned to shit. We pretty much couldn't play anyways in an economic game with the rest of the world.
No, that was the ending of apartheid.
Yeah, 94. So 94 was the first democratic election in South Africa, right? So that's when Nelson Mandela became president.
Uh-huh.
So he was the first democratic president after apartheid in South Africa, right? So like pre 94, dude, it was chaos, bro, in South Africa. Those like up and coming years to that, it was chaos, mass rioting, bombs, terrorism things going on, riots, police rolling out in basically tanks in the streets. It was like almost it was a lot of civil unrest going on in that time, dude. And that's
And this
obviously
was during
sanctions.
apartheid. What exactly is apartheid? It was a forced. Well, you tell me.
It was segregation. It
Yeah,
was
forced
segregation.
segregation.
Yeah. So there was white people go here, black people, colored people, Indian people go there. I mean, hey, dude, I've even made this joke, right? So even in that time, my dad's Portuguese, right? So Portuguese, Italian, Lebanese, you were not white either. You were also a non-white. It was like, dude, if you have any brown, you're not white.
And then, so
You're
how does
not.
that
You're,
work
yeah.
out in like your family where you're like, I'm pretty sure
Well,
you'd be qualified as white.
yeah, I mean, I'm half, right? But the thing is, dude, like my family is interesting, bro. There's a lot of legends in my family, but I believe down my family tree, my ancestors were the first to marry a Malaysian woman. So, we already had
Progressive.
Asian mixed in my ancestry, bro. So yeah, my granddaddy had an Asian wife or something, I believe. So, yeah, I think my family are mellow with it. And by that time, people were mellow. It was more like a societal thing, right? So we were very. Think about this. It's not just because a lot of people will go, well, they were racist, but also the thing is, the country was highly conservative too, bro. So when I was born, my mom wasn't married, right, to my dad. So my mom got shamed by the church. Single mother, like even in school, I was shamed. You're a bastard. So it was not just that, it was heavy conservative. South Africa was heavily conservative
And
back
this is
then.
under apartheid?
Well, yeah, and after. I mean,
And
after I
after.
was even born, because I mean, I was born right before 94, right? So after
What?
that, even still,
How so?
yeah. Well,
How old are
I
you?
was born early 90s, bro. So 90, I was born,
Oh, okay.
and then it ended in 94, right? So I was
You were
4
pretty
by
young.
then.
So you
Yeah.
don't
So
remember a lot of before it ended.
no, I mean, dude, I was a baby. But I mean, when I was in like primary school, man, I had black kids in my school with me. So it wasn't like I never experienced the like segregation or any of that. We grew up like, Rainbow Nation, everybody living together. And dude, it's also like strange because the thing is, people will go, your segregation and all of this, but dude, back in the day, like the like the maids and the like farm workers, everybody, they lived on the farm, bro.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, in like you couldn't go in the suburb. Let's say now I'm colored or whatever. I couldn't buy a house in the white suburb, but like a lot of black people lived on the premises with
Yeah.
whoever they worked for, right? So a lot of the farmers, if like anybody that's hunted in South Africa or any of this, how it usually works is the farmers will have the farm and they'll give a piece of land to the workers on the farm where they build their own house, they live with their family.
Mhm.
So I mean they live where they work, right?
Same
And the
thing.
wives stay,
It was the
yeah.
same during slavery in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the slavery ended, a lot of the slaves ended up owning the plantations that they had grew up on.
Yeah. And a lot of the people, like if you worked on the farm, right, the husband would work with the farmer and the wife would work with the farmer's wife, to maintain the home, look after all the kids, do everything on the farm. So everybody still lived together, bro. Like even if you go back into the history of the country, it's always interesting when we get, when the white South Africans get pinned as being, the uber racists. When if you look in the past, in the history, right, when we showed up, like dude, we were such a small minority when we started traveling into South Africa from Cape Town, because they hit Cape Town because the Dutch East India Company used the tip of Africa being the trading point, right, for them to move. So the British wanted to control it because it was a good strategic point to hold.
Yeah.
So they sent the Dutch East India Company down. They got here and they were like, fuck, this is quite nice. We don't want to go back to England. Fuck England. We just want to stay here and live here. That
And
happened
this was
many
in
a
like
time.
the 1600s.
Well, yeah, this was, so we are 30 years younger than America. So if you think about the time frame.
30 years younger. I thought you were settled in 16, like 100 years younger.
No,
30
no,
year-
no, dude. So
Okay.
when South Africa officially became South Africa, that's later, right? But when the white people showed up and we were living here, right? It's the same as America, right? You guys only became the United States later on.
Yeah.
But everybody was already there, coming there, living there, all of that. Same with us.
And
So
then you got settled in
you guys did it.
1740.
Yeah, so you guys did it 30 years before us, and then 30 years later we showed up here. And then they, you know, a lot of attacks with the British. We fought them, I think, 2 or 3 times where they almost massacred all of us because everybody was like, we don't want to go back. We want to stay here. We want to live on this land. British would come and be like, fuck you guys, bring a battalion of ships, shoot the shit out of the Dutch that were trying to settle here. And then they just decided, you know what, screw this. We're going to go into Africa and get away from the coast to get away from the British so they don't keep coming back and killing everybody. And when they went in, they had to make peace with the Zulu tribes because the Zulus were controlling the mid of the country when you go up from the coast.
Yeah.
Because they came in early, and the original people were the Khoi and the San tribes. They were super peaceful. They were hunter gatherers. They were like super
This all
peaceful,
sounds very
small.
similar to America.
Yeah, so they were small, little, peaceful tribes that lived in small communities. The Zulus came in; they were hyper aggressive. Well, they were hyper aggressive. Good militia, strong, lot of people. They moved down and they took out most of the Khoi and the San. Around that time, we showed up. So when we started moving in, they were already set up here, the Zulus, and then. It was basically what happened was we kind of made agreements with them to be like, we want to live here, you want to live here, let's work this out in a peaceful manner.
Right.
That didn't go well. I believe, according to the history, it was the Zulus side that didn't hold up their end of the deal and decided to basically kill the people when the peace treaties were signed. But when that happened, we basically signed a deal with them to get a certain portion of the land and own it. And then they just decided to kill everybody and basically mutiny the situation. That ended up in us all fighting, but we still had the agreement that we owned our piece of the land that we did with them. So, and then obviously that happened, and then peace was made, and the South Africans set up shop. And that's when the British came back, and that was when the big war happened with the British. Because when they finally settled, we found a fuck ton of gold and diamonds.
Oh shit!
In the middle of South Africa, and that's when the British was like, "There's a lot of money," and that's when they were like, "We're going to war with them. We want to own that land."
In those early days when the British would come, did the Zulu fight with the South Africans?
Yeah, dude. When the Zulus showed up, I believe in the first attack that the British tried to do, when they try to come for the white farmers and everything, the Zulus fucked them up, bro. They completely demolished them in the
or
first
like with
barrage.
spears or?
Yeah, with spears, dude.
Damn.
They completely destroyed them. So our version of like Thanksgiving is Heritage Day. So it honors. There was a battle, right? So this is also why the white South Africans are highly religious. There was a massive battle. So it's called the Battle of Blood River. And what happened was, I believe it was 300 white South Africans. It's funny that it's 300. I thought about that when I read through this stuff.
It's common.
So it was
it's biblical too. There's a 300 story.
Well, wait for this, right? So it was the 300 South Africans after this shit went bad with the Zulu tribe, and they basically killed the main commanders that went to organize the peace deal. The leftover guys got together and they're like, listen, it's only us left. The last 300 of us, we need to stand our ground and fight for we have no choice. So they did the circles with the caravans. Same thing as the settlers did, right?
Yeah.
So they moved with wagons and the cows. So they pulled them into circles to make like, you know, encampments.
Mm-hmm.
And they fought a lot. They took up a space along a river. The Zulus came from the other side of the river, and then they prayed because they were Christians. So they prayed and they said, if they win this day, for South Africa will forever be a Christian nation. And they were 300, and I think there was over 3,000 Zulu warriors on that day. That the river got soaked in blood, and not one white South African died. They took all 3,000 out plus and none of the 300 died.
Damn.
That's forever since then that it was declared a Christian nation. We had the territory, and that's when the British showed up. And so it's, dude, but even back then, like, we worked together, even in the time when they were still at the coast before they went into the country. Some of the like local people and the black people and everybody, they even helped the British to kill the people. They were like, wait, we're gonna pay you, just turn on them and we'll sort you out. So even back then, people, you know, went over to the British side to help them.
Huh. Okay, let's bring it back a little more to the modern day. We were talking about apartheid, and you said in '94 when Nelson Mandela, he was your first democratically elected president, and they said they were rioting, and that's when apartheid ended. Why were they rioting? Were they rioting because they wanted it to end, or because they were upset that he was ending it?
No, well, the point was that it was obviously messed up, right? It wasn't fair. It's the same thing as like segregation in America. It wasn't cool, right? It was like things like the people of color had to have like a booklet, almost like a passport to travel around. So, you know, the cops would show up and be like, show your papers. To like, you know, they were treated like crap, bro. There's no dispute about that, right? It's obvious. They weren't treated like normal human beings. It was shit.
Yeah.
That government was shit. Nobody denies that, right?
But were you still only 7% of the population at that time? How did you have that much power?
Well, good technology, firearms. When we won, well, we didn't technically win against the British, but they kind of left, right? So a lot of resources, bro. Owned a lot, like the gold and the diamonds they found, obviously, a lot of money, bro. A lot of resources, and the South Africans had good ingenuity. They were good farmers. They could settle up, and good tacticians. So and then obviously, ultimately, I can see it from their perspective in the sense of, we are the minority. If we don't keep power, you know, we're going to be outnumbered. So we kind of have to keep the position of power. Otherwise, we're just going to get demolished because of history. But at that point in time, it's like, bro, the world had moved on, right? We were in the 90s. It was no need to. I mean, if you like, I don't even know if it was ever necessary, but I can kind of think the way they would have thought about it, right?
Yeah.
So they probably thought we have to like be overly strict and run everything, you know, police state basically to maintain order.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering, a lot of what they said might happen if they lost power is happening now. So do old heads, like old guys, you know, do they talk about it like it was better then? Or does anybody?
Well, I think it's like the whole pullout that, you know, the US did in Afghanistan. I think it was something that needed to happen, but it should have happened. It should have been done way better than it did. Possibly it could have mitigated some of the damage. I don't know, bro. I mean, hindsight's 2020. You never know. But the problem is, bad situation caused a bad situation, which is usually how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Bad political system caused another bad political system. It's also what the polls shifted basically to the other side. It wasn't like a gradual shift or reasonable. It went from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, which is
like overnight.
Well, not overnight, but like, yeah, but I think with like when Nelson Mandela took over, things were good, man. The country was like super united and hopeful. And like everybody, I think that was probably some of the best times in the country, because at first that was the first time in a long time there was peace, because this country has always just been pretty much fighting and in war. And that was like probably one of the first times we had just come out of a war, against the communists. So we helped America fight the communists out of Africa, right? So at that time, America said, Che Guevara and them put up, they took up in Angola. They took up like forces and started gathering in Angola to move up through Africa. So America basically said, "Yo, South Africans, can you bitches intercept from the bottom and help us so we can get there and stop them?" So we were still in war with them with the Cold War and stuff. We were in war helping America. So it was up until the 80s. So a lot of the dudes I know that are like 50 were all conscripted. My dad, my uncles, everybody was in the military
to go
all
fight the
police
commies.
officers. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Fight the Cubans.
The Cubans. So Cubans were, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cubans
Sure,
were
we were involved in all of that shit, bro. That's the weird thing. We were always an ally with America, right? We fought in all the wars, dude. We came out of the war with the British, and then World War One started, and all the South Africans are like, "Wow, we're fired up. Let's go, World War One. Let's go, baby. Let's go kick some ass." And we jumped over and we went to go fight, bro. We've always done that. It's always been just war constantly. Up until, like I said, we still had conscription in the, like, I think it was late 70s, 80s, around that time. I don't know the exact dates. But everybody that was alive back then got conscripted to go fight in Angola, or they became police officers.
Yeah, that's weird. That's like a whole chunk of history that maybe it's just me, but I don't remember in school being taught a lot about, we learn a lot about Russia and China and Europe and that whole chunk of the world, Australia and like South Africa and Africa, a lot of just Africa in general. You don't learn a lot of history about that.
Yeah, dude, but do you know what's crazy about it as well? I spoke to somebody about that. I think it was on the stream tonight, right? A lot of the tanks in the Second World War and helicopters and stuff that got used was made by South Africans, right? We were like really good at making military tech. And I think up until like this, from like the 40s till the 70s, the South African currency was on par with the American currency, bro. We were super, super wealthy in resources, had a lot of good technology. I mean, the first heart transplant was done in South Africa, bro, by South African doctors.
What?
Like, we were good with tech. Yeah, dude, Chris Barnard.
Huh.
He did the first heart transplant. That was a South African doctor, bro. We were really good with tech and military tech and medical technology. South Africa was really good back then, and we had a very, very strong currency. For being such a small country, like it was on par with the dollar, which is crazy. And then obviously 80s hit, 90s hit, sanctions, boom. And then
what's your biggest city?
I think the capital of South Africa is Pretoria. So we have three. We have the like you guys have the three pillars of government. So we have the also legislative, judicial, and then like the parliament, or what, I don't know the exact, something like that. So Pretoria is the main city of South Africa, and then I think Johannesburg's the biggest, which is next to Pretoria, and then Cape Town is the legislative, where I live, part at the bottom, at the tip of Africa is the legislative.
Yeah, I just wanted to see like what some of your big cities looked like. Yeah, this Pretoria place looks just like Salt Lake City.
Yeah, dude. It's very conservative. Like I said, it's always pretty much been if you think take an American place that's super conservative, and if you think 80s, 90s, we were pretty much, it looked like America, basically. It would look similar to America at that same time.
Oh yeah, this Cape Town place look nice. You got some
Cape Town is nice, dude. Yeah, we have a lot of celebrities that own houses here, dude. It's like one of the best holiday destinations in the world, especially over like December time. We have a lot of fucking celebrities walking around here.
Huh.
It looks like it's Italy or somewhere, bro, because you got the massive like mountains overlooking the ocean.
And the water looks like Caribbean water. It's like Well, I don't know if this is editing, but it looks clear blue.
Yeah, no, we got really nice beaches, dude. We got some of the best beaches in the world, bro. Best surfing spots. We have a lot of the big surf competitions are here. We have got amazing waves, amazing beaches.
Nice.
Dude, nature is quite in abundance here, man. We got the oldest deserts in the world. We got like rainforests. It snows here, mountains, any landscape you can think of. It's crazy here. That's like one of the best things about the country.
And
Obviously, and people know us for the animals as well.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask about. But so you said you live near Cape Town. When it looks
Well,
pretty.
I'm in Cape Town.
You're in Cape Town?
I'm in Cape Town. I'm out just outside of the city. I'm like 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of the city, the main city. But I lived inside the city itself in buildings for like 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah, and it looks.
When I was. Yeah.
It doesn't look like wild. It looks like a city. You know?
No, dude, it's a metropolitan fucking city. Like you would like. It's
but you
like
said
New
you fight
York
with
or
damn
any other
baboons
city.
and stuff.
Yeah, but where I came from.
Oh, okay.
And just, dude, like here, if you just go outside of the city, bro, the city is built on a mountain, JS. We still have baboons even in the city, bro. This is Africa, baby.
You got damn
yeah,
vicious
dude.
beast
If you
walking.
move, yeah, no, well, if you move like a little bit down out of the city to the like the coastal areas right outside of town, yeah, there's baboons everywhere, bro. They come from the mountain. The whole of Cape Town is built around the mountain.
And what other animal threats? You should say there's like wild dogs or.
Yeah, well, dude, no, well, it depends where you are. The whole rest of the country is different, but
If you
yeah,
go to
dude,
more
there's
country areas.
well, country areas, there's everything you know about Africa: lions, hyenas, all of the things that you can think of. Even, I mean, like our version of a wild boar, you know, like
That was what you were
warthog.
talking about, warthogs. Yeah.
Yeah, warthogs are rough, bro. Those things are fucking little beasts.
You out there fighting Pumbaa.
Dude, they're tough, bro. Those things fight lions off, dude. Those things aren't a joke.
Yeah,
Like I said, they almost killed one of my friend's uncle. They almost, we were there, bro, on the farm. One almost killed him, bro. I had to fucking jump on the thing's back.
They're bigger than a wild boar.
Yeah, they're about the size of a wild boar, bigger. They're like a big dog. Like, well, not like a huge, like cane corso or something. You know, like a Labrador, basically, like a big lab.
Yeah,
That's
but
about
they're
the size of
aggressive.
them. Super aggressive, and they do that thing where I said, you know, he shot it, it ran in a circle, because they do that. They do like a serpentine circle pattern, come back and attack whatever attack them. So he couldn't see it because it was in tall grass. He shot it, wounded it. It did the circle, came around, hit his kneecap. It went straight for his knee, hit him on the knee, broke his leg. He went down, and it started doing a loop again to come around again, and then it was going to maul him.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I saw the grass move around me, and I just timed it somehow right, jumped on its back and pushed its head into the ground while it was running after being shot by, I mean, people that know calibers. It got hit by a 30-yard 6, bro, and it was still running. That's a big caliber.
Damn.
And it was still going, bro, with me on its back, and I was like 14, 15, and I was a fat kid. So those things are tough, dude. Those things do not go down. So
Did he died from the bullet once you got him down?
Well, I think I tired him out because he ran and then he kind of drifted off the circle, and then he stopped and I got off of him.
Yeah.
And he was lying there like whinging and wheezing a little bit, and then I just left him and went to go see what was going on with my friend's uncle.
In Florida, people hunt the wild boars with sabers. It's like a long mini sword / dagger thing, and they do like you said. They jump on them and they slit their throat.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. Well, we don't. No, I don't. Yeah, we don't. I don't think people here will try that shit with warthogs, bro.
Yeah,
Those
I think
things
they're
are rough.
probably more aggressive than the wild boars in Florida.
Yeah, no, it's just firearms. But I don't think warthogs have the same problem with breeding. Like you guys, that's the thing. Like pigs are a different thing. They're the same, very similar species, right? But it's not the same animal. So the warthogs don't breed like the pigs in Texas, where they're as big of a problem as they are for you guys. So it's not really like the thing where we just go out and just take them out. You know, they kind of like mellow. They don't breed as much.
Yeah, they're
It's
super
it's just
invasive
how
out
they
here.
are.
They'll take over the.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know they mess up your farms. I mean, they sometimes even eat like small animals. They eat all the crops. They're a problem
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah, you can just hunt
Yeah.
them indiscriminately without a license in some places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just sad whenever I hear so many people taking them out, but they don't eat them. I'm like, that's a waste right there, bro.
You can eat it, and as long as you cook it right. I don't think it's crazy with trichinosis, but you can get it from boar meat. But some people eat it. We got I think it's Iowa. There's a deer problem. It's like white-tailed deer. There's too many of them, and they have a disease. And they were hunting them in helicopters. They said you could kill as many as you want, and country boys out in the mountains and stuff got a helicopter with an M60 on it, and they're just mowing down these white-tailed deers in Iowa. But you ever squared up with a lion? You seen a lion in the wild?
I've played with small lions and stuff, bro, and the lions are chilled. So where I grew up was in close to where all of the gold mines are, more into the country, right? Where all of the gold was found. So I fucking grew up on the mines. My family worked on the mines. That's why I say I'm just a dirty redneck, bro. So I grew up in the middle of fucking butt fucking nowhere where, fucking bullshit grows about this high and it blooms. There's fucking nothing, bro. There's nothing. All we could do was skate, ride motorcycles, and shoot animals and stuff. That's all we had, right? There wasn't really much to do where I grew up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like lion farms and stuff like that. So I've played with lions, little baby lions and stuff, and glue a lot of dudes that own lions. Unfortunately, that part of the country is also a little bit sketchy with drugs and things moving from, because it's like almost where the top of South Africa, where the border is. So a lot of the drugs moving through Africa down to Cape Town to get out from Cape Town or to go to Cape Town would move through our town. It was like the drug highway. So
and they're growing like opiate and stuff out there in the Middle East, and so okay.
Yeah. So a lot of, let's just put it this way, a lot of those dudes with the lion farms, that part of the country where I grew up, a lot of people went missing, JS. Let's just put it that way. And
a lot of
the
tiger
lions
kings out there. Lion kings.
A lot of those lions weren't just eating deer meat. Let's just put it that way. A lot of people ended up just vanishing. So it's a rough area, bro. Like middle of the country, Joburg's rough, bro. I always say, if you're like, oh, South Africa's racist, well, go to that part of the country, bro. If you want to see like people that are on edge as fuck, like that part of the country, that's the wild, wild west, bro. There you don't fucking play games or stop at like robots, or you don't drive around at night, bro. That's like wild, wild west up there. Cape Town's way more mellow and civilized, unless you end up in a bad area. Like there's bad areas. But that whole section of the country, that's a rough part. I grew up that side.
Is that where these refugees? Do you know where these refugees? What area they lived in?
They're probably from like middle of the country, farmer area. So that's the thing, right? That problem that's happening, that's being spoken about in the media, is happening that side. So
I've heard about this for years, and the media never took notice of it. But now Trump is calling it out, and I think part of it's because he's got Elon in his ear.
Well, definitely Elon, because he knows. But the thing is, and Elon's dad lives like 30 minutes from me. We know where he lives.
Really?
Like my one friend who the company he worked with, he had like meetings with Elon's dad and stuff. So he lives like 30 minutes away from me.
In like a mansion or like a normal?
No, like a normal house, bro, in Langebaan. It's like one of the coastal little beach suburbs. That's like 30 minutes away from me, because I'm like 15 minutes from the beach.
Yeah.
Like So yeah, he lives in like Langebaan area, like down there, but like normal house. Bro, when he went for the meeting, like I think somebody called him and they're like, bro, you left your garage door open. You need to come back. Like your house is open. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. He doesn't give no shits. He's South African, bro. He doesn't care. Doesn't have security, doesn't have nothing, bro. Not a private security detail, nothing, bro. He doesn't give a fuck. He's an old South African dude, bro.
And didn't Trump, he did something with the tariffs or something and he mentioned it. I forgot. I talked about it when he did it. He said we're going to stop giving them this money for something. Has that like affected your economy or you seen anything like that?
So, well, that's the thing, right? I believe a lot of that was for AIDS research and like medications and the injections for diseases. I know YouTube doesn't like if we say that word,
Yeah.
but the VAX stuff. So it was for stuff like that they were funding. So I don't know what the situation is with that, but it's the same thing I said with the whole thing with the land expropriation without compensation thing. If you lost millions in funding because of that policy, if you weren't planning on using the policy, wouldn't you just not do the policy if it cost you millions in funding? It's kind of fishy, huh? When it said that no, we're not going to use this policy to take land, and then you're like, okay, but you're not going to use it, but because of it, you're losing millions. So
And
I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense.
And they are using it to take land.
Well, I don't know if it's happening yet or not or whatever or what's happening exactly. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if I think logically, I'm like, shit, if you're not going to use this and you're losing millions in funding, I would just say, okay, Trump, listen, we want to be cool with you guys. We like money. Let's not do this act or this policy. Let's cut it. We'll just take it out.
Right.
But I mean, I'd say clearly that hasn't happened. So I think so. Again, that area is rough, and I believe if the refugees were coming from anywhere, it would be there, right? It would probably be people who have farms, or I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the criteria is. I don't know if you had to be affected by something, or if you have to own a farm or whatever. What was the criteria for it? But I believe it would have been somebody from like middle of the country, farm area side.
Yeah, the interview we watched, the guy said he was a farmer, and
yeah,
but he's talking about how they say we're racist and they say this and that, and we're happy to get to America. I'm like, dude, his first day in, he's doxxed as a racist, neo-Nazi, right-wing, white supremacist, all this stuff. The BBC interviewer is like, we pulled up some old tweets for you that seem to say that you're anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I saw one of the dudes who like works for one of our news organizations, I think also I saw a clip from him where he reported on that. Like obviously they knew one of the guys was, so they dug in.
Yeah. So it's their first day here, they're already labeled, they're canceled before they even know who they are yet in America.
I mean, dude, like, yeah, it's weird, dude. It's also like it's interesting with that because it's like, I mean, it's not good, obviously, with the racism and stuff, but dude, like, literally every country is racist, bro, across the world. I love how it's always the white and the black people, but it's like, dude, have you spoken to a Japanese or a Chinese person about how they feel about each other?
Yeah,
they fucking hate each other, bro. They hate each other.
Yeah, and then we
It's
had
like-
the black and the brown movement over here, and it's like brown people don't like black people. Like,
dude, most people
never
don't
talk to a
like people
Mexican.
that
aren't their race.
Yeah, dude, most people don't like people that aren't like them, bro. Like that's majority of the people across the world. It's obviously not. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that is usually the case.
Yeah.
Whether you go to India, whether you go to Asia, wherever you go, it's like that, bro. Even
Yeah.
people that just like, dude, look, Russia, Ukraine. They're the same people. They even speak the same language. They just have a border between them.
Yeah.
They hate each other.
Right.
It's like it's the same kind of people that hate each other already there. It's white people against white people that speak the same language, same culture, everything, but they hate each other.
Yeah.
Just because of a border.
Yeah, so yeah, in that example, it's nationality. Usually, I think it's just cultures and ideologies, but you learn to associate different cultures and ideologies with how certain groups of people look, and then and that's when it becomes racism. But yeah, it's the same thing everywhere. It's different groups of people don't get along. We don't think alike. We don't act alike. We don't do the same things, and it doesn't work out good. But so that's why I kind of I'm okay with these South African refugees because they seem to have a lot of the same values.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like most people don't know this. Like I've said it a couple of times. It's like 15,000 South Africans busy farming in America. Dude, it's been like that before this has happened. Majority of the people that get brought in to grow American food are South Africans, dude.
And they're on like work visas.
Yeah. So I know personally at least two good friends that are farming, and I know about 5 people personally that are farming in America that I know just that are over there that have been there for fucking. One is 5 years, one has been doing it for 8 years, the other one has been there for 13 years farming for you guys. So they go there 9 months, come back for 3 months, go back, 9 months, come back for like 3 months. So that's how they do, dude. And they're married, and that's how they're able to survive, right? So even with back to that, like a lot of people know Rhodesia, Zimbabwe. The original dudes, like the organic farms in America that do permaculture, that do organic farming, proper, no pesticides, have a whole farm with animals, with the crops, everything working in a natural cycle, right? You use the manure as the fertilizer, everything maintains the balance. They learned that. The dudes that started it in USA to teach the farmers to do that, they learned it from a fucking South African farmer in Rhodesia. That dude taught the Americans how to do that because we've always been
self-sustaining stuff.
Yeah, that's what we've done forever, right? So we were like at the forefront of like proper organic farming and regenerative farming, where you don't fuck up the land.
I thought that was George Washington Carver. Crop rotation.
They learned it from Rhodesian farmers. No, crop rotation is not organic farming. It's not. So like they still do crop rotation now, but that doesn't mean it's not destroying the soil, right?
Well, it's supposed to not deplete the soil, or you have like legumes
Just
to
slower.
put stuff back into the soil, and then you rotate them.
So rotating means you make sure the soil is good for farming. If you do regenerative farming, you're restoring the soil. So you guys don't restore the soil. You just keep tilling it and using it. So you're losing layers of soil as you go throughout the years. It'll last you like, fuck, dude, 10, 15 years, 20 years, right? But eventually you deplete your farmland. It's a big problem. So that's how most of your farming goes. But if you do regenerative farming or permaculture, right, you're constantly restoring the soil. The soil is maintaining itself.
Yeah.
So, it's got its own nutrients, its own biodiversity, all of the bugs in it, everything. But with the crop rotations and all of that, bro, they're spraying the fields. They're killing everything, all the ground nesting birds, all the fucking insects. They kill everything. They just spray those things down, kill everything.
That's not crop rotation is more like what you're talking about, where it's just putting stuff. But now you're talking about pesticide. We do all that now, and yeah, that's a problem.
No, but dude, the dudes I know now, I mean, one of the guys is working on one of the farms that grows the rice that gets used to make Budweiser. I don't know if you guys even know this. Budweiser's made with rice. So he works for one of the main guys who produces all of the rice for Budweiser. So, dude, they do like crop rotations and all of this, but they still spray the fuck out of those fields and kill everything around there. You don't play games, right? And you have to understand with like the standards and stuff. There's everything gets tested and measured, and You know, your easiest bet is just kill everything to make sure the crops are good, it meets standards, everything is fine. Because you guys don't care about if there's chemicals on there. It's like, oh, there better not be bugs on there.
Hopefully,
but there
we're
can be
moving away
chemicals
from
on all of
that.
it.
Hopefully, RFK will get something done with that. But
yeah, I could never understand that. It's like it's got to meet regulations. It's got to be clean. It's like clean means no bugs, and like it's all got to be perfect vegetables. But it's covered in chemicals. How is that clean? I don't know. I don't understand how that gets argued.
All the like packaging and all like the words they put on the packaging, like farm, like grass fed or free range or non-GMO. It's all bullshit. Like they have loopholes to get around all that, and they can put all those labels on it and charge you more for it, but it's still fake food.
Yeah, man. So yeah, the thing is, so what it basically boils down to is it's not good for us that our farmers are getting fucking American passports to leave the country because it's difficult over here, bro.
Yeah.
So for most of the people with weak constitutions, they're gonna be like, "Fuck this, we're bailing. Fuck this country."
But isn't Rhodesia in Zimbabwe where they were killing all the farmers? Like, I know they do it in South Africa, but it was extreme.
No,
there
it was like, bro, it was like, leave or we kill you now. Leave, like groups of people showing up and being
then
like,
they all started
you need to
starving.
fucking go or we kill you. Yeah.
They started starving, and now they're begging to get the farmers back.
Yeah, I mean, that currency is like, dude, destroyed. Like, people have to take a wheelbarrow of money, like billion and $1 million notes, right, to buy a bread. Buy a bread, bro. It's like, it's crazy. But I mean, remember, they have had a dictator basically in charge for a long time, that Robert Mugabe dude. So
is
he's
that the
been
guy
like
that
running.
does the kill the boer, kill the farmer?
No, so this is Zimbabwe's president. He's been running that play. I don't even know if he's still running it, but he was running it forever. So when that shit happened, he was I don't know if it was him or the previous guy to him. I'm not actually sure on that. But he's forever since I've known, he's ran Zimbabwe. And not well, obviously. So but because he controls everything, right? So he just never. It's kind of like not to equate them, but kind of like Putin. You know, he just stays in power. He never is not the president.
Right.
So it's just how it's been for 30 or 40 years or whatever, how long it is. I don't know if he's still even in power. He probably is.
Yeah, it's kind of like most places. Like even Canada, Trudeau was in there for 13 years.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. But I mean, I not much I can say about that. But yeah, he pretty much destroyed that place, and then so now the issue is if we're losing the people that grow our food, that's not going to be great for our country. Because I actually pulled up a video. I don't know if I had it. I think I have it for my Good News stream, bro. If you look at the numbers, like they pulled the ranking, like poultry farmers, tomatoes, potatoes, corn, all of this, bro. Everything is like 95, 96% white farmers. I'm like, fuck. Like, that's not good, bro. Like, if all of them leave, we're left with like 4%, 5%.
Yeah.
Farmers that aren't white.
And they're
not gonna be able to grow the food, bro. Like, we're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to. We don't have to call it white flight, but like just when you live in an area and it's nice, and then a different type of culture comes in and it starts running it into the ground, whatever it may be, you can't always run, because where are you going to run to? It's just going to happen in another place and another place. You gotta fight at some point. But how do you fight back when you're 7% of the country?
Yeah, you can't, right? Especially now, because remember, well, that's the problem, right? There's no more power. Like I mean, there's like I said, I'm not saying this is a good thing at all. So for anybody, if my government's watching, I'm not saying this is a good thing. Plus, you guys are bad at running the country. You should know that. Everybody tells you that. Firstly,
yeah, they ain't monitoring
that,
YouTube.
No, but anyways, the thing is, like, there's no political power or any of that, right? So that's pretty much, you're pretty much screwed there. You don't have the numbers at all.
What was that
So
thumbs up
there's,
just pop up? What was that?
I don't know. I saw that. That was crazy. Maybe that was the South African government's
They're
like, we see
listening.
you,
We
bitch.
see you.
They're like, we see you. I'm not here for talking propaganda. I'm staying away from all of that. You guys just make sure that ESCOM fucking gives us power, all right? And fucking sort out the people. Fucking fix the damn country.
That's the power company you got to pay for like daily power? Or you said you
Yeah,
got, you got to
so
like order power
remember,
cards?
all of our institutions are government run, right? So our power, our transportation, our telecommunications, everything is run by the government. So you can't get power from somebody else, bro. Even in our country, right? If you have off the grid, solar panel, you're kitted, bro. You supply your own electricity. You still gotta buy 60% of your power from the government.
Or what? They'll just come and take your house, or
You have to. You have to. No, they'll fucking fine you, or they'll fuck you up, bro. You have to.
you got to
They
pay
say
them
they're
for
like,
the sunlight that you're
you
collecting?
you gotta still use 60% government power. You're not allowed to go fully off. If you go fully off, you're fucked. They will fine you, they will get you, bro. You have to buy, I believe, it's 60% of your power has to come from the government. Even if you don't need it, you have to get it from the government. You're not allowed to go fully off the grid, because their argument is that the power utility is going to collapse if everybody did that.
But that doesn't make any damn sense.
It's like, but why do you think people don't want to use it? It's because it's unreliable, and they're like, no, but they heavily in debt. Our damn government-owned company is going to collapse if you guys just stop paying for expensive power. It's like, okay.
People getting off the grid is going to collapse the grid.
Yeah, because dude, remember, our power cuts and stuff's been going on for like 14, 15 years, right? That they just decide to, at a couple of hours a day, just turn off our power, bro, to protect the grid. Because the problem is it's a maintenance issue. So what keeps happening is we're majority coal-fired power plants. So they keep breaking because nobody ever fucking did maintenance on them. So what happened? They just kept breaking. So, like, for the last, like, 50, I mean, how long has the ANC been running? Like 30 years, I think they've been running the country. So for about 15 years, I think at the start that wasn't maintained at all. Like, no maintenance was done. And then everything they started breaking. And then they had to fix them while all of them were starting to break. So break, then they fix it, then another one breaks, then they fix that one, then another one breaks.
Damn.
So they can't get ahead. So they never kept up on the maintenance, so now everything keeps breaking. So our capacity to produce power, we're never at full capacity, because we have like 3 or 4 power stations that are constantly being fixed. And then, so as soon as one breaks, then it's like, what happened a couple of years ago, where it's like 3 times a day, the power gets cut off for like 4 hours, and then 2 hours, and then 4 hours again, bro.
Damn.
Just because they can't supply enough power, so they just turn off sections of the country's power, and they just go, well, it's that, or we hit complete blackout and the grid goes down. And most people don't know this. If the grid goes down, you need a small generator to start a big generator to start a fucking power plant. And that whole process to get the whole grid back up, I think for South Africa, is a week if it goes down. So there would be a week without power, that the whole country doesn't have power if you have to restart the grid completely.
Yeah.
So we all like, fucking fine, just turn off the power, don't let the grid collapse.
They do
And
stuff
hit
like
the
that
total blackout.
in Guatemala too. They'll just occasionally just shut all the power off, and that's wild.
Yeah.
The grid
So
going
we
down
have
is a scary thing. That's what if I was worried about like an end time situation, it's just no power and no running water. Everything shuts
Well, most
down.
people, dude, that's what I always say when I laugh at Americans, and like I laughed at when it happened in Portugal. I'm like, the power went out for like 2 hours and everybody lost their fucking minds. I'm
Oh,
like,
over here it would be bad.
I'm like, join the club, bro. Like, you guys think that's bad? Well, fucking come live here, bro. Everybody was freaking out. Like, dude, that's the thing. One thing I actually said that's positive about our country, right, is I was like, dude, we could lose our entire power grid and most of the country would be like, meh, that's fine. We'll just carry on. Everybody here has power banks, fucking rechargeable lights, solar panels. Like, all of us have that shit because it's a necessity. Generators, we have a fuck ton of generators, so
I think like
majority of the country.
half America would make in a month.
No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, dude. Our power here has gone down for like 3 days, bro, and everybody was fine. We were all fine. We had to throw away some food, but we were all fine. We were just all annoyed, but we were fine. Nobody lost their minds. It wasn't chaos, nothing. But what people don't understand is if the power goes off for like 4 hours, so a lot of our cell phone towers are kitted with batteries. Most countries will have that, right? Depending on your infrastructure. But dude, even if your power is off for like 4 hours, the cell phone towers don't work anymore. They go off. There's no internet. There's no calling. It's dead. You lose all communications. After like 4 to 6 hours, all communications gone. There's no more. Unless none of the main infrastructure is running anymore. So you can be like, oh, but I got a cell phone with data. No, bro. No, that cell phone with data, there's no cell phone signal, bro. There's no 5G. There's no nothing, bro. Your cell phone signal goes boop, gone.
You don't got Starlink out there? Or the government won't allow Starlink?
Oh, we can't. Oh, no. Remember, there's only, I think, 3 contracts ever given out for telecommunications in South Africa. All 3 are owned by the government, basically. So under subsidiary companies.
They're not going to let Elon set up Starlink there.
Well, how it works is if you want to start up an internet company, a cell phone company, anything, right? You have to buy access to a license. You don't get a license because the government doesn't give out licenses. You have to buy access to somebody else's license. So they said, okay, Elon can do that, but he's got to buy access to the license. And because of South Africa's rules, if you have a company, I think it's 60. I think they're boosting it now to 75 or 80% of the company needs to be black owned or black ran by like DEI, basically. So women, disabled people, or melanin people. Any of that applies. But it's like, I think it was like 30 or 40, and then they keep pushing it up. I think like the last one that they said they're going to put into play is like over 60% of the company now. So do you know what they told Elon? They're like, yeah, 30% of your company needs to be given to a disadvantaged South African. So he has to give up 30% of all of what happens in South Africa with his company to somebody else. And he was like, fuck no, am I giving 30% plus to a South African? So I have to have like, so he basically has to set up a CEO for Starlink in South Africa, and he's got to give him like 30 or 40% of the company.
Damn.
To be able to operate in our country. And he was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Because then every country can say I have to do that. That's going to set precedent. Yeah. Now Vietnam goes, no, you need to give 40% to a Vietnamese. You need to, like, everybody can then do that. So Ukraine, he was like, fuck
everywhere,
no.
Everywhere
he was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not setting the precedent where I have to give 30% plus of my company to somebody in your country just to provide the service. So fuck you guys. I'm not giving you Starlink then. And then like outside suppliers kind of wangled how to supply Starlink because other African countries have Starlink. They've had it for like over a year already. Other African countries have. Because they're cool. They didn't like give Elon all of these rules and prescriptions and DEI policies he had to work with. So they have Starlink. They're good. But for us, obviously, they now said, if you bring any of those in or outside suppliers, give somebody Starlink to use, and I pay a supplier that gives me the Starlink stuff. They have access. They supply it to me. Massive fines for you, for the company. It's illegal. You're not allowed to have it. So not only did the South Africans basically give Elon all these prescriptions, even if you somehow wangle Starlink through another service, the government's like it's illegal. It will fine you, will fuck you up if you have Starlink.
Damn.
So they don't play that game. They're like, no Starlink until Elon bites the bullet, basically, to whatever their demands are.
Damn.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know if we'll ever get it, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, I got a hard out in like 5 minutes. So
okay, cool.
Thank you for coming on. That was cool. It was nice learning some of the history of South Africa and hearing about it from your point of view, because you're over there and like what's going on. And
yeah, man, it's dude. Every like, so if there's anything else you want to touch on, we can touch on it quickly. But yeah, I just want to say, like, dude, everywhere has problems. It's the same thing, man. Every country has their own set of problems. Nowhere in the world is ultimately safe. Nowhere is free from crime. Well, I mean, maybe Dubai or someplace, but majority of the places don't work like
I
that.
think there's
and
probably
it's
a
like,
lot of crime in Dubai. They just maybe they don't keep it under the
they
wraps.
don't talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Or it's organized and it's not crime, you know.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
how business works. You know, that's also how some places work. But no, dude, if there's anything else you want to touch on other than that, like I said, man, I don't think people should leave the country unless their life is like properly in danger. And it's the problem is if you leave and you now become an African American, there's no point in speaking Afrikaans anymore. You're not going to uphold the culture. There's no other. We don't have a Mexican Afrikaans neighborhood in America you can go live in. So your culture is going to die. So you either run away and like give up your whole culture because it's going to go. Your kids will never experience being a Afrikaner or a Boer, and you will completely lose and you will just become an American. Or you stay here and you try
Tough it
and like
out.
change things and make it better, yeah, and like not give up on like South Africans are cool people, bro, and they're strong. Everybody of all different colors, bro. Majority of the people are fucking awesome, bro. I will say that hands down, bro. Majority of South Africans are cool as shit. There's a couple of bad apples, but most of the people are very good people, bro, and they're just trying to like live their lives, man.
Yeah, whenever I see like an interview with a South African person or some South African person making a video or something, it's always based. They always seem like
Yeah.
you, pretty based, chill people.
Yeah, man, most of them are hardworking, good people. We like to fucking barbecue, shoot guns, and fucking drink beer, bro, and fucking play sport.
Yep.
Same as any other country that's got normal, blue collar people or hard workers in it. America, Australia, same people.
Nice. Well, most of the chat here knows you, but if you want to plug your stream, tell us where we can find you and all that good stuff, because I have some people that watch the video later and aren't in the chat. So
I mean, yeah, man, if you don't know me, that's fine. Go find me. It's my name everywhere. And other than that, you'll see me a lot of times on JS's panel. I like coming over here. Everybody that's here, even if you're watching the video afterwards, give it a like, man. That shit helps out. And make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell for all notifications. So you fucking actually see the videos when you go into YouTube,
yes, sir. Awesome. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
hanging
Is that
out,
everything?
man.
Is there anything specific you wanted to fucking otherwise chat about it?
No,
not
I think
really.
I got all my questions and just the basic idea of it, and I got like 2 minutes before I gotta be out the door. So
Okay, no, all good, man. But thank you, JS. I appreciate you asking me on. I appreciate that, man.
yeah, thank you for coming on. I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Legend.
All right, guys. We got like 2 minutes before I get out the door. Yeah, that was hopefully it didn't seem rushed. I mean, I didn't like come in with questions prepared or anything, but we touched on the history, on the situation with the refugees, and I was real interested in learning more about apartheid and what happened with all that. We covered that. Talked about the animals. That's always fun. You might have to have 100 men versus a gorilla in Africa. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank Chris for the raid and for coming over. He didn't say his name. It's Chris Lestrange. If anybody has his link, I don't know if there's any mods here to put his link in the chat. Hold on, I'll find it for you real quick. I gotta hurry up. It's CHRIS. I think it's LE. LE Strange. Here we go. I'll put a link in. Chris Lastrange. CHRISLASTRANGE on YouTube. Hopefully this link works. Most of you guys came from the raid, but if anybody's watching this in the future, there we go. Jeremy already got it. Cool. There's his link. Make sure you're subscribed to him. But everybody here probably knows him. But if you're watching in the future, Chris Lestrange. That was fun. Thank you guys for hanging out at the show. Monday night, kicking the week off right. Dreaded Conservative show. The world's a crazy place. I'm just reporting on it. Bible streams might be put off this week because I have projects going on. I got to build this monitor mount. I got to hook the monitor up to it. I got to mount this to the desk. And then I've got to get a new desk that I'm ordering tomorrow. And that'll probably come later in the week. So for now, I'm just going to kind of have wires everywhere. It's going to be a mess. I'm going to have to get all these boxes out, get this desk out, build the new desk, put it in, and then remount the monitors again. So it's a process. It's going to be a little messy around here for the next week or two while I'm getting everything figured out with this thing. But thank you guys for hanging out. God bless you. I will see you. I'll probably see you in the morning, but just not doing the Bible thing. I'll probably just be hanging out, messing with the computer for a little while. But thank you guys. Hit the like button on your way out. Let me find somebody to send you to. Usually Sarah's going on a Monday night. Oh, I got to get out of here. I still got to walk Echo. I don't see anybody live. All right, I don't have time to dilly-dally. We're going to Newsmax. Thank you guys for hanging out again. We out. God bless. Peace.